No.
Further. Okay. Rick, we're going.
Bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, getting set to go live here from Dover. Tonight in the booth, you've got myself, Chris and Rick, and soon we're going to be joined by Terry Foster, getting ready to take a walk down pit road, and we're going to try and catch all the action tonight here from Dover. Rick, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing fabulous, brother. Happy Sunday night, man. Another weekend gone. Getting ready to get the week started. No better way to do it. Right here with the TRJ karting, Blazing Pedals, the trucks. Dover, Miles is hungry, man. This track is going to be tough tonight.
Yeah, Miles the Monster getting ready to get served up a dish of TRJkarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series. And I don't think we have much more time to waste. We're going to have to get Terry Foster up here. And let's do it, Rick. Let's get Terry up here. Terry Foster, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Hey guys, got you, man. How's your hot Sunday?
Well, this weekend has been absolutely miserable up here. And I know it has been across a lot of the country, but man, I'm glad to see this heat break. Hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. Hey, tell you what, man, I got a couple guys here this weekend. I got Brian Dees, the driver of the number 17. First off, let you guys know, this is the anniversary of the first race for Blazing Pedals. That's why I've got Brian Dees and Dalton Kilroe this week. Those two guys was in the very first race of the Blazing Pedals League here. And let's go ahead. Brian, he's from Pennsylvania. He's 32 years old. Hobby other than iRacing, he likes his video games, mainly sports, as football, baseball, and stuff like that. I asked Brian, being the anniversary of the first race, how do you feel the league is doing? His answer was, Mark's done a bunch to turn this league around, bringing on TRJ Karting as a primary sponsor, and bringing on Turn 3. I mean, you guys just rock. I mean, I'm glad you're here. I mean, we couldn't do it without you guys, of course. Asked Brian his goals for the season. He wants to have fun and be consistent and look for possibly a playoff spot. And I think that's a good goal right there. His kind of a fast 3 this week was his favorite color was blue, favorite car, Camaro. And I asked him, if stuck on an island, what one thing would you want to have with you? He said his iRacing rig with Wi-Fi. Dalton Kilroe, driver of the number 24. Dalton is from Florida, 19 years old. His hobby other than iRacing is bowling. And again, I asked him the same question since he's been in the league since day one. He says it's 100% better. League wasn't as organized as it was first season, and I got into it late in the season, and I will agree with him. Same question for him is goals for the season: finish a race without an engine blowing, and possibly get in the top 5 there at the end, and be a contender for the champ race there. His favorite food was quesadillas. Favorite NASCAR driver, Chase Elliott. And I asked him if he could spend a day with someone dead or alive, who would it be? He said Dale Earnhardt Jr. And that's all I got for you guys this week.
Well, bud, that's pretty awesome. And I gotta agree with Dalton. I wouldn't mind spending an afternoon, an evening with Dale Jr. I bet you we could drink a lot of beer, him and I together.
Oh my God, I bet so too. I bet so too. Now,
Who drinks real beer? You guys don't have a chance.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Wow.
And I want to give a big shout out to my buddy in here, Rick. You guys are going to see this 86 brand new paint scheme that he done for me. I love it, brother. I love this truck. It is just sweet.
I'm glad you're happy, brother, because it took me way too long to do that. It was simple, but I was like, I'm going to do it next week. And then Chris was like, come on, dude, you can do this truck. Like, I have faith in you. It's easy. You're going to have it done in a couple of hours. And I'm like, no way, dude. And I did. So I'm glad you're happy with it, brother.
The biggest thing was my pit sign. When I pulled into the pits here a little bit ago, I didn't realize that sign was changed. And that's pretty awesome, man. I appreciate it so much.
No problem, brother. I'm glad you're happy with it.
Yeah,
if there's any changes, let me know.
Oh, I will, definitely. So I'm going to get back here on track, run a few laps, guys, and thanks for hollering at me, and talk to you later.
All right, bud. Thank you very much. Terry Foster giving us a trip down pit road, walking it down, now rejoining his teammate, getting back into his 86. we're gonna fire it back up, hide out on track, and see what he can do with that 86. So far during practice, he's running 18th out of the 21 trucks, but a little bit more practice time to go. Rick, a little over 4.5 minutes left of practice before we get going here at Dover.
Yeah, I mean, these guys using every little bit of the track, every little bit of the time, Chris. The track is very, very warm tonight right now. That track temperature, this is going to be blistering, man. It feels like what it was out here on Saturday. 120 degrees, the air temperature is 80 degrees, so it's going to be crazy.
It is indeed, and we've actually seen a couple of guys get into the wall a couple of times here during this practice session, so hopefully that's not something that continues. Also, would like to say we got a new piece of hardware here in the Hammond Hotel, so if it's not sounding good, looking good, let me know, and we'll see if we can tweak in on that a little bit as the race goes on. I believe right now everything coming across just the way it ought to do it, and Rick, man, I am I'm ready to go, man. I want to start this week off strong. I want to start it right here with the TRJkarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's going to be a good week, man. I mean, this heat, we're not used to it, but it's getting out of here sometime tomorrow, I think, or Tuesday. So looking forward to it. But right now, like I said, man, that track temperature is sitting still. This is a 1 mile track, Chris. Miles the Monster, he's ready to go. These guys are ready to go. They're having fun, but that track temperature, man, it's going to be interesting to see in about 3 minutes what that changes to with qualifying. I mean, 120 degrees here. These trucks, they're just sliding all over the place.
Focus 10 now on the number 10, the Dr. Squatch vehicle of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, and Rick, that's going to lead me to it. Now, you already know, but I may have gone on to Dr. Squatch last night and spent a little bit more money, and I've got three more soaps coming at the behest of the wife, and she really digs a couple of these things that have already come in, and I gotta say, if your hands are dirty, that pine will clean your hands, no question about it.
That's one thing. I actually have a bunch of pine tire bars that I bought, Chris, because that's what it reminds me of back when we used to work at the dealership together and at your new shop too, is the old Gojo with the pumice in it. And let me tell you, that pine tire, it's amazing. I mean, actually, I like to use it even in the shower. It just gets all the dry, dead skin off, and you smell good. And I mean, I'm glad you finally hopped on to the Dr. Squatch bandwagon, bro. I knew you would like it once you tried it, and welcome to the club.
And as you're talking, we switch over to camera, and we're looking at the 35 Brian McRae, and the second of a couple of different Dr. Squatch drivers out there tonight. Now, I guess we have three Dr. Squatch brothers out there tonight. Derek Paulson, Brian McRae, and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin getting set to do action here in Dover.
Now, when that does start, Chris, and that green flag drops, it's going to be really interesting. It's something that I love watching. Now, if you sit there and you watch the 35, okay, Brian McRae, he is Squatch Daddy, okay? He's the leader of this race team, and he's going to sit back. He's going to qualify, but he'll sit back until about halfway through, and then he starts going. But then you turn on to the young guns. That's going to be Derek Paulson. That's going to be Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. You're going to watch these guys. They're going to qualify, and they're going to shoot to the front. And it's just kind of cool, but they talk to each other. They keep each other calm, and they have a lot of fun out there. I love watching the Squatch Brothers race around.
Race Control letting me know there are 4 new drivers out there. First new driver, the number 4, that's going to be Christopher Tate. The number 7, and that's going to be Anthony Boot. The number 8, and I'm looking for him. Oh, he's right up top. New guy. He is setting the record here during practice. That's Dakota Todd. And the number 14, that's going to be Joshua Hawks. So 4 new drivers joining in Blazing Pedals here, seeing what they can do. And so far, Dakota Todd, he is showing them all around this track.
That definitely is. Right now, Chris, he has the fastest time in practice of a 23.033. The next closest one, Brian Dees, we heard about him earlier there with the grid walk with Mr. Foster. He's got a 23.103, so very interesting how close the times are, but just a little bit off. So Todd doing a great job out there, showing these guys right around. Let's see if we can tame Miles, though, at the end of this thing.
And that's going to do it for practice. We're going to switch it on over, get ready for qualifying. Let's see who we have coming out first. Checkered flag over the practice session. Green flag coming out to get ready for qualifying.
And I got 36 Jaden Dallenberg out there on track, Chris. Brian Dees, he's got his truck lined up there, as does Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Ian Habiuk, these guys starting to roll through. There goes the number 13 of Chris Williams out there to make his first also.
Yeah, Jaden Dahlberg out on track, the 36, getting it up to speed slowly. Looks like he's just trying to figure out a line. I'm not sure what Jaden's doing. He mashes the go pedal as soon as he crosses over the start-finish line. So this lap will be live. We'll switch over to Chris Williams. Chris Williams using that odd coloring on his truck. It is a number 13. It doesn't show up. Or at least it doesn't show up to my screen. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Nope, I made sure I had custom numbers turned on, Chris, and I'm also not seeing it. So he has the numbers painted the same color as the truck, but let me tell you, you can't not see that beautiful monster number 13 roaring around here tonight. So far I've noticed the track temperature has fallen down 18 degrees, Chris. The track temperature right now 102, so 120 in practice, 102 in qualifying. We'll see what this can do.
And here is the 86, freshly painted out of the paint booth just today, out of the Hammond paint booth. And Rick, you did a good job, bud. That thing does look good.
Thank you, sir.
The Kodiak 86 looking to qualify. And this is his first hot lap to try and get that thing up towards the front. Meanwhile, we've had a few actually do it. We're going to bring that up. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, a 23.430. McRae with a 23.779. So far, we have a Dr. Squatch front row. Williams a 23.899. Aaron Bach over a 23.940. That's the teammate of the truck that we're watching right now of Terry Foster. Dallenberg able to throw down a 24.038. Good enough for fifth so far. Terry Foster a 24.077. Good enough for sixth. Jamie Walker gonna be out on track, and he's got a new addition to his 88 Mountain Dew truck. He said before we got going that he had a special treat on the back of the truck. I'm making sure to try and bring that just as good as I can here. Let's pop it in just a little bit better here. Why, yes, I do believe, I think I see something on the back end. It's some Skittles. Jamie Walker, good enough for the pole so far. Blistering speed. A 23.269, way faster than Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Hank Caston out there. Tonight, we missed him last week. He is back tonight. And right now, he is qualified in fourth position in his number 5. Ian Habiuk. The TRJkarting.com Toyota Tundra, number 16, out on track to get ready to qualify. And it looks like Rick. That's the same paint job he had last week, but man, it is a good paint job.
Yeah, he's got that. I think it's beautiful on what he does, Chris. I mean, he throws in the American flag in there on the side of that thing. The dark blue color looks really good. And Ian, buddy, when you watch this over, Tim, I know you're out there listening already, but it just so happens, and I'll even send Chris a picture to prove it, but I do have my Racing for a Cure t-shirt on tonight. My TRJ karting one is all clean, pressed, and ready for work tomorrow, so had to switch it up a little bit tonight.
Ian Habiuk getting around this track pretty well right now. A 23.839, good enough for sixth spot. Hank Caston bumps him out of the top 5. Caston with a 23.806. Ashton Schleiss went in and took the third spot. A 23.538, separating the Dr. Squatch brothers a little bit. Brian Dees with a nice lap. 23.302 for Dees. Dees good enough for second spot. So far, Walker, the only one in the 269 range. Everybody else 3s and 4s and up. Derek Paulson on track. He's the number 6 getting ready to qualify. And Paulson crosses the start finish line, a 23.589, good enough for 5th spot, bumping everybody else down. Chris State in chat said, hey, this one's going to be a loose one. And yeah, we just saw that happen. Paulson got a little loose and around he went into the outside barrier. So we're going to join Nick Rose in the 41 Tide Ride, getting set to come out on track.
Of course, I'm just noticing, Chris, the 35 there, Brian McRae. I mean, he always goes out and qualifies, but he's starting in 6th place. That's something that I'm not used to seeing him do there, but he's going to be not too far away from his teammates. Derek Paulson in 5th, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. I like to just call him the Butcher there in that 10 machine. He's going to be starting 3rd, so the Squatch brothers having a real good job. These new guys out there, they're out there, they're getting ready. It's going to be good, man. I mean, this track is going to be loose, like Chris Tate just said there in chat. It's gonna be fun.
On board the 8 of Dakota Todd, he is one of those new guys out there, and he's got the Kellogg's Corn Flakes Chevy Silverado tuned in and ready to go. Let's see where the number 8 comes in.
I mean, back in my day, Chris, when I used to watch, I used to love seeing the Kellogg's car. Of course, that was Terry Labonte. But let me tell you, these colors look really good on that 8 machine tonight.
Yeah, so far Todd with a 23.476, good enough for 5th spot. We'll see if he can increase that a little bit here on the second lap. And he does. It goes down to a 23.476. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not right. He goes up to a 23.556, a little bit slower the second lap. Ian Habiat getting some practice time around this track. Dalton Kilrow out to qualify. And it is pretty obvious that Dalton is listening. He went to a black base truck, and man, that thing is sharp. Oh my goodness, that thing is sharp.
You know, I mean, the white, when you had it white, Chris, it looked really good. And then you came up and you're like, hey, man, wouldn't that look good in black? And I agreed. And Dalton, listen, man, that number 24 looks on fire out there tonight.
And on fire it is, as he is qualified for in 5th spot, a 23.466. So still Walker, the top dog here, and the Dew crew is getting it done.
Jamie Walker out there in chat there, Chris. Mr. Walker says, time to strap up, pull those belts tight, and get ready for a good race. Listen, man, you and the Dew crew, I have a feeling you're going to have a really good race, man. Good luck out there. Congratulations on getting the TRJkarting.com pole award tonight here at Dover.
So qualifying still with a little over a minute left to go. And we're going to join the 14 of Joshua Hawks. Hawks out there getting ready to go. The 14 crossed the start finish line at 23.858. And that's good enough for 12th spot right now. These guys qualifying very close to each other at this point. And he decides that that is enough. So a few drivers have yet to take a time. But this race should be a pretty darn decent one. 20 seconds left before we start the grid. And it looks like Jamie Walker will maintain the lead and maintain the pole. Last week's winner, Jamie Walker, trying to prove that last week not a fluke as we get set to hit the pole. Checkered flag falling on qualification, and it is done. And we're going to move on and get ready for the grid. All right, on the pole tonight, we're going to have Jamie Walker and the Do crew sitting in his 88 on the inside. To his outside, it's going to be the 17 of Brian Dees. Inside, row number 2, going to be Taylor the Butcher Benjamin driving his 10 Dr. Squatch, and Christopher Tate going to be sitting on the outside second row. Then we've got Dalton Kilrow sitting in 5th. Dakota Todd going to be starting this one on the outside third row in 6th position in his number 8. In 7th spot, we've got Ashton Slice in the number 68, and to his outside, it's going to be Derek Paulson in the number 6, starting in 8th position. Rick starting in 9th position is going to be Brian McRae in the 35. Hank Caston in the 5 truck, going to be starting in 10th position.
Then we got Ian Habiak in the 16, going to be starting in 11th, Chris. Joshua Hawks in the 14, going to be starting 12th. We got Chris Williams in the 13th, going to be starting in lucky number 13. Next to him in the 14th position, it's going to be the 44 of Aaron Backover. And then we got the 86 of Terry Foster in 15th. Jaden Dahlberg in the 36 in 16th. We got Nick Rose qualifying the 41 in 17th position. Next to him in 18th is going to be the 92 of Blake Decker. We got Michael Sturgill in the 55, going to be starting 19th. On his outside, you're going to be the number 1 of Ty Morosco in 20th. Rounding out the feature here tonight in 21st, going to be the number 7, Anthony Butte. And we'll see, he actually just left the service, so I'm not sure if he's going to make it back. Chris might have some connection issues.
All right, Anthony Butte, and we do apologize. Apparently we said your name wrong the first time around, and yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Tim Habiak out there in chat, going to be a good one. It is, buddy. I hope you got your Pepto all ready. Going to be fast, hot, and loose. That track temperature, Chris, bounce back up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. That air temperature on this 1 mile, 4-turn track at 79 degrees. Feels like 90 in my room. That wind's coming out of the north, 2 miles per hour. This is going to be a good race, Chris.
Jamie Walker on the pole. The Do crew looking to do it 2 times in a row, and the 88 starts to fire this one off. A nice early jump for the 88. Here comes Jamie Walker to take the green flag. Here we are live, getting ready to go, and Jamie Walker going into turn number 1. Your race leader, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, looking to try and take over 2nd spot. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin to the inside of the 17. Brian Dees hanging out on the outside. Behind them, Dalton Kilrow moving up a spot, up to 4th spot. The battle for 2nd, not quite done yet. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin had it by a nose as they cross the start-finish line. Dalton Kilrow trying to finish tonight on the lead lap without popping a motor. And I think that truck looks good enough to do it, Rick.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I want to give Dalton a really quick shout out too, Chris. Number 1, he does a lot here for Blazing Pedals and the TRJ Karting Truck Series, man. And as soon as the race is over, you start seeing all the results and everything popping up all over Facebook. And he also helped me out today, tried to get Terry Foster's truck done. I needed the windshield banner, and he made sure that I got it. So thank you, Dalton. Good luck tonight in that number 24.
Jamie Walker starting to really step out now. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin running in 2nd. Brian Dees holding on to 3rd. Dalton Kilrow 4th. Behind him, it's Dakota Todd in the number 8 truck. Ashton Schleiss right behind him in 6th. Derek Paulson in 7th. Brian McRae running in 8th spot. Hank Caston has a bunch of trucks all around him. He's got Aaron Bockover and Ian Habiak fighting for position. Bockover trying to take it. He does. So Aaron Bockover moving up into 10th position. Ian Habiak's getting just out the side. Blake Decker in his number 92, sitting in 12th spot. Joshua Hawk sitting in 13th. Chris Williams sitting in 14th right now. Terry Foster's moved up to 15th in his new truck. Michael Sturgill is sitting in 16th position, the number 55, hanging back just a little bit. Nick Rose in the 41, sitting in 17th position. Jaden Dahlberg, 18th. Timer Roscoe, 19th. And Christopher Tate sitting in 20th position. And that brings us back to your race leader, Jamie Walker. Walker enjoying himself a nice 2.1 second lead over second place runner Butcher Benjamin. Dakota Todd, he was so fast during practice. Right now, he's sitting in third spot. Ashton Schleiss was able to get around Dalton Kilrow. So Kilrow back to fifth, Ashton Schleiss up to fourth.
And it looks like we're under caution, Chris.
And we are under caution. And it looks like the 5 had something to do with it. So we're going to go back and take a peek, see what happened. We've got the 5 kind of right in the middle of the track. He moves down to the inside. That outside truck is Brian Dees in the 17. And I don't know what happened there. It almost looked like, I don't know, Bockover may have gotten just a little piece of him. We're going to have to go back and maybe try that again. So we got the 5. That's Hank Caston. He's on the outside. The 44.
Actually, looks like a little net code.
Oh, could be net code too. So 5 getting around the 17 of D's. Oh, actually, Bockover had nothing to do with it. And I do believe you saw a net code there. The 5 and the 17. Well, iRacing saying they got together, and I don't think that's the case, but here we are under caution.
Yeah, I've been watching it there a couple different ways, Chris, and it just seemed like the 5 and the 17, they were racing pretty close, but it didn't look like they touched. Next thing you know, iRacing basically brought those trucks right together. The 5 was actually inside the 17 there just a little bit, and that's quite unfortunate there for Hank Caston. Started here tonight in 10th. Truck doesn't look too damaged, so that's a beautiful paint job.
Yeah, it was a pretty minor thing right there, so I believe Caston is going to be just fine. He'll be able to step back out and try and work his way back up into the front. So first caution, lap number 8 between Caston and Dees. I want to thank everybody for coming out and enjoying some Turn 3 Racing Network tonight with the TRJkarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series. So far, you're looking at Jamie Walker, the 88. He's led every single lap here so far in this race. We're working lap number 9. Caution came out lap 8. Jamie Walker started this race. He had a really big jump on the field, Rick, and it's going to be interesting to see if that's going to be allowed to continue throughout, or and I know what the rules are, and I know it's not illegal, but man, he had a jump.
It's going to be interesting to see how that pans out, Chris. I mean, they are supposed to be starting on the green, and then after each restart after that, it's after the pace car is off. Most guys kind of wait. iRacing has done a good job at actually putting up kind of like the restart line on most of the tracks there. So it's going to be interesting to see, but right now, he is the man of the hour. 9 laps led so far. And quite fast out there. Fastest lap so far, 23.853. The Butcher is the next in line with a 24.121. The Walker and the Dew crew putting on a clinic once again here at Dover.
Such an impressive victory last weekend, looking to try and back it up again here tonight. Jamie Walker starts hitting that loud pedal, and everybody else responds in kind as he is not getting away this time. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin trying to hold on to second. Here comes the 8 of Dakota Todd to the inside. Todd looking to try for second spot.
Todd's got some good help there with the 68 Ashton Slice right there on his back bumper, trying to push him past the number 10 of the Butcher. Right now, Dakota Todd. Wow, I can't even talk. I'm so excited, Chris. I'm on the edge of my seat already, and we're only on lap 11. But Todd moves up that number 8 into second position with Ashton Slice in the 68 right behind him.
And then it is Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. He settles in the 4th spot with teammate Derek Paulson right behind him. Dalton Kilroe running in 6th. There's a little bit of a gap now. The 35 truck of Brian McRae. He's got Aaron Bach over on his back bumper. Blake Decker in that battle for 7th spot. Ian Habiak has found his way back into the top 10. The 16 TRJkarting.com Toyota Tundra running in the top 10.
And again, Chris, I mean, that blue just looks beautiful here with the sunshine bouncing off from it. That is a really cool color. I'm glad Ian's racing with that truck.
Ian Habiak, his fast lap time so far this race, a 24.359. Last lap, a 24.718. So definitely tire dropping off for the 16 of Ian Habiak.
One person tired who's not dropping off, Chris, that's the 68. The Icebreakers machine of Ashley Slice gets around Dakota Todd in the number 8 to take over second position.
A short battle taking over second from Ashton Slice over Dakota Todd in the 8. Todd hanging back now, trying to find the different line and maybe fight back to the 68. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin saw it all happen out of his windshield, would like to try and figure out a way to get back up towards the front here. Sitting in 4th spot right now is the Butcher Benjamin. Teammate Derek Paulson, again, watching everything that's happening in front of him. He is sitting in 5th spot, rounding out that top 5. But Dalton Kilroe right behind him. You can almost hear the shark music coming as the 24 goes down to the low end. And boy, does he make a move on that 6. He gets really close, but loses it as he goes down the front stretch a little bit. So you can make up room on entry, but you're probably going to lose it on exit. Got to be very careful is what we're seeing. Dover, a very hard track to get in and out of the corners properly. One miss up and it can spell disaster for you. Those walls close in very quick here.
That they do. One person who's closing things in quick, Chris, that's the number 36, Jaden Dahlberg. I've been watching that 36 go around, man. He made it past Chris Williams. He made it past Christopher Tate. Now he's sitting in 13th position, trying to get that number 36 up towards the front. Here comes Christopher Tate there in the 4, up high, trying to get around the 36, and might be able to do it. He's getting close. It's kind of a drag race right now for 13th position. It looks like Christopher Tate's going to take it.
Christopher Tate takes that and takes off, and here comes the 41 now. Nick Rose to the inside. 36 going backwards. Jaden Dahlberg gonna try and figure it out, but he is gonna have to follow the 41 of Nick Rose, as Rose was able to get around pretty cleanly.
Now what's kind of nice about Dover, Chris, especially right now, it seems like the trucks can run any lane that they want to as long as they're comfortable in driving in there. We've seen a couple of guys passing up high. We've seen a couple of guys passing down low. So as the track starts rubbering in, this is going to be a really good race towards the second half.
Working lap number 20 is your race leader, Jamie Walker, and the Dew crew. Jamie Walker has led every lap so far of this one. Ashton Slice picking up second spot away from Dakota Todd just a few laps ago. Todd really trying to stay right to the back bumper of the 68, and why not? Ashton Slice has had a lot of success here in the Blazing Pedal series. Not a bad guy to follow, Rick.
No, definitely not. And that's, you know, that's what the drivers need to do. They need to find somebody, maybe learn. I mean, I've been learning that when I picked up racing again here Monday nights, and you know, at first I got out there, I'm nervous, but then I found somebody that I could actually, and it was one of the fast guys too. I started following behind him after he lapped me, of course, but I started picking up tricks and I got my lap back, and it was kind of cool.
Dalton Kilroe sporting the Turn 3 Racing Network, number 24. So far, a good race for Kilroe. Been running consistently in the top 5. Dalton Kilroe now rounding out that top 5 in 5th spot. Derek Paulson behind him, looking to try and find his teammate just ahead of him. In the 4th spot, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin Paulson has a little work to do to get there. Right behind him, though, Rick, another teammate, the 35, Brian McRae. These guys running nose to tail on track. And he's got Aaron Bach over of K&A Racing right behind him.
You know, I know we're only like 24 laps into the race, Chris, but I'm pretty happy with the race so far that Aaron Happy Backover has been having. We know that his grandson's out there. He's watching here on Turn 3 Racing Network, rooting for that number 44 Budweiser machine. And that's one of the paint schemes. I'm glad that that Aaron Backover has kept this paint scheme, Chris. I mean, it's old school Budweiser. It looks really good, and hoping he has a good race tonight.
10th place, Ian Habiak, that blue truck, heading on down the backstretch, getting set for turn 3, and Habiak holding on to that 10th spot. Had a pretty good race last week, Rick. We haven't even talked about points yet, but we'll get there. But Ian Habiak up a couple positions after last week's race.
Seems week in and week out, Ian Habiak really pours it on, Chris. He's definitely comfortable in that machine now. He's comfortable racing around these guys, having a good fun right now. He's putting a little pressure on the 92, Blake Decker. Ian's on the inside there, trying to get around Decker. Not able to do it, slides back up to the back bumper as they cross start finish line and head into turn 1.
Yeah, I thought he had the inside, but couldn't hold on to momentum. And again, that inside, it's fast getting in, but it tricks you. Oh, Decker gets a big wiggle. The 92 gets very, very loose, and the 16 was almost able to take advantage. Could not get there, but the 92 just about lost it. Good save from Blake Decker as we are under caution. And oh no. It looks like the 86 was involved. Rick, we're going to have to go back and see what happened to your paint job.
Oh boy.
We got the 86, Terry Foster. Oh no, oh no, the 13 goes down into the wall. And, Terry
and not
Foster's
much there
luck.
for,
yeah.
Not much he could have done there.
No, his luck in the last few races just not great. And it looks like there's some smoke coming out of the engine. And that wasn't a very hard hit. Oh boy. Well, back live here, the 88 Duke crew, Jamie Walker sitting on the front still, Ashton Slice in second spot, Rick, and man, it's going to be a tough one because, you know, stage 1 going to be finishing up here pretty soon.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, you know, the 36, the 13, they were racing pretty hard there. The 36 got a little bit loose, which caused the 13 to correct. And unfortunately, when he corrected, it looks like he kind of overcorrected and slid down. And just Terry Foster in that 86 Kodiak machine had nowhere to go.
Well, it's still a good paint job, although the engine may not be so great. Terry Foster not having the luck that he wants. And it's been a plague lately for Terry Foster. Just a few weeks ago, he was one of the fastest trucks on track, and that's when the bad luck started, as he has gone through more motors, I think, than just about anybody aside from maybe Dalton Kilroe. The race budget starting to shrink there for the 86 machine, and I feel horrible about it. Want to go ahead and say thank you once again to everybody who has been watching here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Starting off your weekend or your week the right way here with the TRJkarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series, as we are still rolling here. We're on lap 30 at 275. Not many laps left, Rick, before the end of stage 1. Jamie Walker looking to try and pick up where he left off last week, winning both stages and eventually the race. The Duke crew definitely on fire last weekend, and he's looking to pick it up exactly where he left off last week.
So it looks like stage number 1 is going to be ending, like you said, Chris, not too far away. It's going to be at lap 70. And then the second stage will be ending at lap 140. And actually, the way that these guys do it, it's actually going to be lap 71. So they actually complete the full lap before they throw that caution flag. So 71, 41, 141. And then it's going to be a shootout all the way down to lap 275.
So we're almost halfway through the first stage. And something to keep in mind, we haven't talked about it yet, Rick, but only 3 tire changes allowed here tonight.
And that's something, I mean, normally when these guys race, especially official races, Chris, when a caution comes out, usually you try to get down, you get 4 new tires, you get a top off of that Sunoco racing fuel, and you get back out there. But like you said, with only 3 tire changes, you kind of want to save them. I mean, you know that you have 2 basically competition cautions going to be coming out. They're not really that, it's stage ending. But, so you know you're going to want to at least that and save one for the end of the race. But some of these guys, I mean, me personally, I like a loose vehicle. When those tires start going away, the truck's going to start sliding all over the place. Some drivers don't like that feeling, so they'll burn them up really quickly. But with only 3, got to be really smart there going down with your pit stops. And you know as well as I do how hard it is to remember to check off your tires when you're coming down pit road.
Oh, absolutely. I can't tell you how many times. Anyways, trucks are lined up 2 by 2. Pace car lights are off, getting set to send these guys back under the green flag. Jamie Walker looking to continue his dominance so far here tonight. He has led every single lap so far, but he's got a little bit of competition on the outside in the number 68, Ashton Slice. Slice has worked his way up into second spot. Would love to try and hang with the 88 here during the restart. Pace car going to drop off, and these guys are going to mash the pedals right to the floor. Jamie Walker in control. Walker gets a good clean restart. The 68 may have wiggled just a little bit. The 8 does for sure. Those old worn out tires trying to make a heck of a scene here on the restart, but Jamie Walker holding on. Ashton Slice to the back bumper. A potential battle here for the lead. We haven't seen this yet tonight. And as I say that, the gap starts to open up. The 88 looking like he is going to start walking away. Jamie Walker and the Duke crew have that thing set perfect for Dover tonight.
That they do, Chris. After that last caution there, it looks like Terry Foster finally got out of the infield care center, able to bring him up whenever you are ready.
Terry Foster, Chris and Rick up in the booth, and I hate talking to you this early in the race, brother.
Yeah, I don't like talking to you guys either. This time of the race.
Well,
Dude, I don't know what happened there. I know me and the 13 was faster than that 36, man. I don't know if he wouldn't get out of the way or what the world happened, but man, what a night. I've got about 4 minutes left. We'll get the 86 Kodiak back out there, guys.
Yeah, get every single inch of that thing repaired, and maybe you came out last week, Terry, and you made up a lot of positions on track. There's something to be said about that, you know?
Yeah, I did. I think I come out like at 21st, and I think I finished the race at 11th. So, 10 spots and being out for 90 laps, nothing really to be upset about, I guess.
No, sir. As we are looking at a race for the lead, the 68 able to get her around. Jamie Walker, Ashton Slice now your new race leader. So, Terry, you said you have about, four minutes or so left?
Yeah, about 4.5 more minutes left, and the 86 will be back on track.
All right, bud. Well, good luck to you when you do step back out there and you get her done, okay?
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a good time.
Terry Foster in the 86 looking to get back out on track, and Ashton Slice having a good time now as he is their new race leader, Rick.
Yeah, Slice wasted no time. I mean, actually, I was kind of surprised, Chris, because when he was back there behind Jamie Walker, it seemed that Ashton Slice might have scrubbed the wall a little bit. And I'm not sure exactly what happened, if that gained him speed, which is kind of weird because he kind of shot down on the inside of the 88 and passed him like he was kind of sitting still.
Well, Rick, it's Sunday night, and I can't think of anything I would rather do than to crank it up. Some wicked action happening there while we were cranking it up. We had a challenge for the lead because Ashton Slice got into the wall a little bit, and man, he went out sideways. Ashton Slice, lucky that he didn't take out the rest of the field, but he is off track right now. Don't know if the 68's going to return. Jamie Walker back to the front. Dakota Todd in the 8 truck, going to be running second spot. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin running in third. So big changes happening here as we were under the crank it up session. And the field is starting to stretch out once again. So Ashton Slice gets loose, gets into the wall, and he is gone. It doesn't look like he's going to come back. And Jamie Walker is your race leader once again. Up the 5th spot, the 44, Aaron Bockover. So he's steadily making his way forward. And of course, that pushes Dalton Kilroe back out of the top 5. He's running 6th spot as we're under caution once again. And this one involving the 16 of Ian Habiak. So keeping an eye on the 16. He had the 4 to the inside. Oh, the 16 gets loose. Right in front of the 55. The 55, no place to go. He gets into the backside of the 16. And around he goes. Ian Habiak. Big time damage on the nose. But he will be able to continue. Michael Sturgill tried to stay off from him, and he has very little damage. But Sturgill just couldn't. And he ended up getting into the backside just a little bit of the 16, sending us under a caution once again. Lap 48 of 275.
And while all that was going down, Chris, Dakota Todd in the number 8 machine was able to get around the 88 of Jamie Walker. Jamie Walker actually down pit road right now.
Yeah, Walker may be deciding to take his first set of tires, as this one has gone green for most of this race so far. A lot of green flag laps sitting on these tires, Rick, and I think we're starting to see these trucks loosen up a little bit as a result.
Yeah, it's kind of almost like that's what happened with the 16 of Ian Habia, Chris. I mean, he just got really loose there up towards the wall. That was just unfortunate, too. The 55 had no place to go. Roger Muth checking in on chat. How you doing, Roger?
Well, new race leader, and it's going to be Dakota Todd. His fast lap so far of this race at 24:246. So Todd has moved himself up into first spot. Jamie Walker coming down pit road to let it go. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin going to be restarting this one on the outside first row. His teammate Derek Polson is going to be in fourth spot. I don't think these guys have figured this out. Maybe Polson's going to be in third spot. He's got to fall down in line. Bockover will be fourth. That pushes Dalton Kilrow back into the top 5. And again, that black base looking very good on that 24. Rogers having a wicket storm down in PA.
Well, Chris, that's good news for us because we know Roger's down south from us a little ways, and we know that all that stuff's coming up here towards us here in Vermont. So within it might even happen tonight, man. I mean, I haven't really checked the weather forecast. All I know is I've been sitting in front of my AC all weekend while everyone was enjoying my pool.
I never came over. I guess I should have just invited myself.
Just come, do what everybody else does, bro, and just show up. It's all good.
Ian Habiuk still sitting on pit road, getting some repairs done to his number 16. Terry Foster back on the track. He's being scored 20 laps down. And yeah, Race Control writes me a message, says worst net code I've ever seen, and we've been seeing it for the last couple of weeks. It seems to be happening more and more, and I know iRacing has done a good job of trying to fix that anticipation of where the trucks are going to be by changing how things. There's a big technical thing about it, but basically they've been working on it, and I don't know that it's working so well for the trucks or any other vehicle in the service, to be honest with you, Rick.
Well, you know, it's kind of tough, Chris. I mean, right now the U.S. is pretty much under a massive heating zone all over the place. So, you know, the server rooms, the ACs are working, you know, the equipment's getting warmer. We have some storms all over the place. I know last week there, our corporate office at work there lost their internet for a couple of days. So it's kind of hard to say, but yeah, the netcode's been kind of terrible lately as the pace car comes off. The number 8, Dakota Todd, starting, hits that go pedal, opening up a huge lead between him and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin in that 10 machine, and we're under caution once again.
Under caution, big time caution happening out back, and oh my goodness. Dalton Kilrow definitely got a piece of that one. We're going to watch him through it as we're going to hit the instant replay button one more time.
Oh, I think I know exactly what happened, Chris. Watch the 6 truck.
Oh, the 6 definitely having issues. Oh, the 24 also having his own set of issues. He gets into the 44 and it is on from there. Oh boy.
Couple of guys getting a little bit too much there into the go pedal, Chris, is what that was. The tire spinning. Now that track temperature has jumped up. It was 120 degrees just a few minutes ago, back down to 114 there. The air temperature climbed a little bit to 80 degrees. So the track state is definitely moving up and down, and with these older tires that a lot of these guys have.
Yeah, we backed up one more time because I believe the 88 of Jamie Walker may have gotten in a little piece of the. Yeah, he did. He got nosed right in. So a lot of trucks involved with that one, as it happened kind of closer to the front of the field than I was thinking. But yeah, boy.
That's caution number 4 of the night.
Jamie Walker, who was just down pit road, brings it down one more time, this time for repairs. And we've got smoke coming from the infield. Dakota Todd going to be your race leader. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin sitting in second spot. Teammate Derek Polson third. Teammate Brian McRae fourth. Tame Roscoe rounding out the top 5 in fifth. So another very big crash on a restart. And the problem, Rick, is it's not that we're having a caution. No, the problem is that the caution that brought out this caution didn't have to happen.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, these guys want to go with that track temperature being so warm. I mean, it is cooling off a little bit at 108 degrees right now. But you get out there with old tires, it's very easy. If you get onto that gas just a little too much, those trucks are going to spin. But I want to talk for a second about the number 1, Tame Roscoe, Chris. He's been very quiet tonight. He started this race in 20th position, sitting in 5th right now, moving his way up silently, doing a good job there in the number 1 machine.
Yeah, Marosco doing a good job here tonight, and he is going to be restarting to the outside of the 35 machine of Brian McRae. No, that's not true at all. 5th spot, he's going to be starting on the inside. McRae will move up to the outside. Proving yet again, Rick, that the heat is melting brains up here.
We're almost through it, brother. We're almost through it.
Jamie Walker is on pit road once again for repairs, trying to keep himself on the lead lap. So far has done it, but he's being scored in 12th position behind Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe back out on track, and the 24 is a little banged up, but I don't think it's going to affect him too badly here. As long as the steering is okay, the 24 should be able to go.
So far, Chris, we have 13 trucks on the lead lap. I know Jamie Walker's trying to stay there. Right now he is. He's still in 12th. Jaden Dahlberg right now in the 36. He is the last truck on the lead lap. Then it goes Joshua Hawks in the 14, 2 laps down. Brian Dees in the 17, 3 laps. Hank Caston involved in that first caution there on lap 8. Hasn't been able to recover. He's still 3 laps down. Aaron Bach over 3 laps also. Ashton Slice, Chris Williams both have packed it up, put it in the hauler, and headed out to back to the shops for next week. And Terry Foster's still sitting there in the 86. He's back out on track, Chris, 19 laps down, and then number 86 sitting in 19th position.
Yeah, so Terry looking to try and pick up a couple positions here. He's going to battle that 86 around this track and just put down those laps. Every position counts for something.
I think I'm going to have to paint him another one. I mean, when Mark Arthur was having these issues, Chris, he came out here with a Power Pup and a My Little Pony truck. That might be next there for Mr. Foster.
Pace car drops down pit road, and it's going to be on Dakota Todd to get this one going. He hits the loud pedal. We're looking for the green flag coming out of turn 4. Green flag out. We are back under the green. And so far, so good as these guys entering turn number 1.
As they come out of 2, man, Dakota Todd, he's got one heck of a little space there in between him and the Butcher. The Butcher trying to get up there. The Butcher has some help, though. His teammates, Derek Paulson in the 6th, sitting in 3rd. Brian McRae in that 35. Dr. Squatch Machine sitting in 4th, trying to get up to the back bumper of his teammates to help him out a little bit there. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you head on over to drsquatch.com. Use code CESRA15 to save 15% off your first order.
Blake Decker, the number 92, is recovering well from an earlier incident. Decker has moved himself up in a 4th spot. Christopher Tate in the 4, rounding out the top 5.
Can Habiak check it out in chat? This track. I think he means he loves this track.
Yes, I believe that he does love this track. I'm going with you. Todd crosses the start-finish line. We're working lap 60. We're going to have about 15 laps before the first scheduled caution flag here tonight. Stage 1. Dakota Todd looking to see if he can win a stage. Jamie Walker, who's led the most laps here tonight, is back out on track. And Walker in the 88 trying to move himself forward. Before the cautions started coming out, I believe Walker was able to get some fresh tires. And a lot of these other guys have been out there for some time. So if he can get up there, he might be okay. Blake Decker with a battle for the lead, and Decker takes it over with those new tires. So Decker is using those tires. He's going to try and win stage 1. He went around Dakota Todd, and there's a gap already. Skittles is checking in just to make sure everybody knows, hey, she's a little bit busy where she is, but she's checking in and watching it. Jamie Walker to the inside of Ian Habiak. Walker really is trying to get back to the front. The Dew crew dialed in that 88 before this race. Walker involved in a little bit of a comfort
pole here tonight, Chris, and fell back down to 14th. Definitely moving his way back up, sitting in 7th. Got around to the 16 of Ian Habiak. Ian having a rough time there in that 16. He's got the 1 of Tame Roscoe right behind him, trying to figure out what to do. But right now, all eyes are on that number 88 and the Dew crew with Walker behind the wheel as he's trying to catch up to the number 35, Brian McRae.
The 88 marching himself forward. He is putting a pretty good gap in between himself and Ian Habiak. The 88 looking to try and catch the back bumper of the 35, Brian McRae.
Now, a lot of people out there in Turn 3 Racing Network land might be going, why are these guys racing kind of hard and trying to push towards? Well, like Chris said, the stage is coming up. The caution flag going to drop at the start of lap 71. And every bonus point counts. I mean, we're only on race 9 of the season right now. Next week, we're going to be heading over to Kansas. And then August 4th, Chris, we're going to have to keep our eyes on Discord to find out where that all-star race is going to be held. So these guys, they're just trying to get every point that they possibly can. They're getting close to that midway point right now of their season.
Blake Decker catches and passes Terry Foster. Foster back down to 20 laps down, but he's just moving around the track trying to pick up positions, and so far has done 1. He is past Ashton Slice, so Terry Foster has picked up a position, running 18th currently. Got a couple other guys that are about 6 laps ahead of him, all on pit road. 3 of them, in fact, Rick. So heavy damage. Terry Foster going to look and try and finish this one up into the top 15. Dakota Todd had the race lead, but Blake Decker was able to get around him using some new tires. 1 set out of 3 that he's allowed tonight, and it is doing the trick for Decker as he has taken off. 3.6 second lead now over Dakota Todd. In 3rd spot, it's Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. The 10 truck has been as high as 2nd position, battling for the lead, but hasn't been able to get there yet. The 10 in 3rd spot, behind him teammate Derek Polson in the number 6 truck. Polson is trying to just hold on. That truck has been pretty solid all night long, with Christopher Tate behind him, the 4, rounding out the top 5. Jamie Walker has made his way back up the 6th position. May not be able to win this stage, but do not count him out for the race win tonight. Jamie Walker has already proven he has a dominant truck once it's out front. Now he just has to figure out a way to get it there. Tame Roscoe in the 1 truck, currently being scored in 7th spot. He has gotten around Brian McRae. McRae falling back. Brian McRae in the 35, running in 8th spot. Dalton Kilrow behind him in the Turn 3 Racing Network, number 24. Kilrow running in 9th. Michael Sturgill in the 55. He is rounding out the top 10. And Sturgill is kind of had an up and down night right now. Happy to be a part of the top 10. Ian Haybiuk, as we are under caution.
Yes, stage 1 has now finished, Chris. The winner there, Blarkey Decker in the number 92. Now, Blake, I had to do that just because of what you said there a few weeks ago, so I had to throw it in. I'm going to do it every single broadcast just for you, buddy, but congratulations on winning stage number 1.
It came up quick, Rick.
It most certainly did. I was going to interrupt you, but, you know, that's not my job.
I was having fun. I was going through the field, making sure everybody knew where everybody was. And Blake Decker is your stage 1 winner. So now we've got some cars out there, some trucks rather, that have not had any pit stops yet. We've had some trucks out there that have taken pit stops, but maybe not too long ago. They'll probably stay out. And then we've got guys that haven't been on pit road at all. So here comes the pit strategy happening live right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I want to go ahead and thank everybody who is out there in the Turn 3 Racing Network chat, just letting us know that you're sitting there getting through a Sunday night with Rick and I up here in the booth. A quick service is done with a 92, fuel only, as he had taken a set of tires before this pit stop happened. Blake Decker, one of those guys that took a set of tires, and it actually took him to the front of the track. And we're going to see if we can get a word in with Blake here in just a moment. Driver of the S&M Motorsports number 92, Blake Decker. This is Chris and Rick up in the booth. You have a copy?
Yep.
Well, bud, a little bit of pit strategy, but it got you to the front when it mattered the most, at least so far. Stage 1 win. That's got to feel pretty good for you, bud.
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet, though. I kind of have to do it at this point to try and make playoffs. I need to get as many points as I can. I could care less about a win at this point.
Well, every point matters, and you proved it using up a set of tires to try and get there, and you did, so congratulations on that. How is that 92 feeling?
Loose,
yeah. That's kind of what we're seeing out there from a lot of trucks. Does the fresh air help at all?
I haven't been up front long enough to give you an answer.
All right, bud. Well, anybody on the 92 that you need to thank?
No, not right now.
Not right now. Okay, Blake. Hey, listen, bud, congratulations on winning stage 1 and continued good luck for the rest of this one.
Thank you.
All right. S&M Motorsports driver number 92, Blake Decker, getting it done for stage 1.
And I see the number 17 of Brian D's outside of the infield care center, Chris.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead, Rick?
Driver the number 17 machine, Brian D's. You got Rick Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, how's it going out there?
It was better towards the start of the race.
Yeah, I'm guessing the track, I mean, what we've been hearing from drivers is pretty loose. Is that true?
You got to be real careful coming off the corners. And the track temp is really hot. It was up to like 123 degrees. So going into the turns, it got a little bit loose. And then always coming off the turns when you come over that hump out of turn 2 and out of turn 4, those are definitely some trouble spots.
Yeah, they definitely are, man. This track is tough. Listen, are you going to be able to get that number 17 machine back out tonight?
I got about 20 minutes of repairs left, so yeah, I'll probably try to go back out and see what I can make up.
All right, brother. We're glad that you're okay. We look forward to seeing that 17 back out in the track tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was the 17 of Brian D. He's having a little bit of misfortune, but looking to try and get back out on track. Rick, the front row has changed a little bit. We've got Blake Decker, who's going to restart in first place on the outside. Inside, starting in the second spot, Dalton Kilrow. Taylor
One
the
of those
Butcher
spots.
Benjamin. Yeah, one of those spots. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin going to pick up in third. Dakota Todd fourth. Pace car lights are off and the trucks are side by side, getting ready to go back to the green flag. Dalton Kilroe has some damage to the 24 as the loud buttons start getting pressed. And I'm going to be watching that 24 just to see what kind of issues it has trying to get around this track with that damage. And so far, he has lost one position. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin holding on to second spot. Dalton Kilroe under attack on the outside from the 35. Brian McRae. McRae takes over third spot. Kilroe still running high, way high as he gets tight, heads towards the wall, and he gets passed by a host of trucks, including, oh my gosh, it's still going. The 24 so far high on the track that he is just getting passed left and right. He started second spot. 2 laps later, Ricky's running in 11th.
Yeah, it didn't take long. I mean, Dakota Todd there in the number 8 machine, he was putting a little pressure there on the inside. Brought Ian Habiak, Jamie Walker, Mike Sturgill, Derek Paulson, Nick Rose, and Ty Morosco right with them. And the 24, now I noticed one thing. Now, I don't know if he's on new tires or old tires. Now, Chris, that's one thing that you taught me. Even with new tires, you got to be very careful because he will still spin. They're not warmed up yet. If you're on old tires, I mean, it just seemed like Dalton Kilroe just kind of eased into the gas there a little bit too much, and that just made the momentum fall back, so we just got out of the way there.
Rick, hate to interrupt, but we have a potential battle for the lead. The 92 of Blake Decker sitting on the outside. Here comes the 10 of Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin. The Butcher on the inside, has been for about a lap and a half. Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin, trying to figure out a way around the 92. May have fresher tires on the backstretch. He gets around into turns 3. Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin, trying to put his seal on this race for a lap lead. Crosses the start-finish line. New lap and race leader, Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin. The 92, Blake Decker, may be starting to fall back. We kind of heard him in his voice. Not very sure how those tires were going to hold up. And so far, he is starting to fall now. He had a couple of laps led on this stage and now falling back. The 8 gets around him, Dakota Todd. Here comes the 35, Brian McRae, and the 88 of Jamie Walker. Walker down to the inside now. Walker to the inside of the 35. Jamie Walker, a man on the mission. He has led the most laps so far tonight. Would love to lead some more. Right now, he is sitting in third spot with a nose just in front of the 35. The 35 battling back. Will he be able to maintain through turns 3 and 4? Walker with a big blink. Now the 88 back on track, and he gets ahead of the 35, takes over third spot. Jamie Walker rounding out the top 3. There's a battle right now for 5th spot. The 92, Blake Decker, seems to be falling back even more. Here comes Ian Habiak. Habiak to the inside and gets around. Oh no, the 55 gets into the 92. The 55 goes for a ride. Michael Sturgill trying to keep it pointed in the right direction to keep this race under green. Somehow the 92 did not get spun on that one, and that was absolutely amazing. Blake Decker holding on strong, willing himself to not spin out there.
Yeah, with a little bit of a pucker moment right there, Chris.
Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin, may be under attack. Here comes the 8 of Dakota Todd. Todd was the fastest truck out on track during practice. And right now, he is going down to the inside, looking for the inside route on the 10. Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin, under attack for the race lead. Dakota Todd has it by about a door. Now, looking to stretch it and get in front. He does. The 8 going to lead that lap. The 88, Jamie Walker, getting around the 10. He's making it look easy. Jamie Walker now in the second spot. Walker is moving that 88 to the front.
And I'm not even sure where the 88 came from, Chris. I mean, he was involved in that lap 53 caution there with himself, Dalton Kilroe, Derek Paulson. And he was back towards the back end of the field there on the lead lap. And just him and the Duke crew got that thing figured out right now. Now he's trying to catch up to Dakota Todd. And I don't think it's going to be too many laps before we see that number 88 and the 8 battling it out in first place.
Jamie Walker, last week's winner. He also won stage number 1 and stage number 2. And Jamie Walker not able to win stage 1 tonight, maybe looking for a way to get the stage 2 win. And Taylor the Butcher Benjamin says, hey man, about 5 laps ago I was leading this one. Dakota Todd, your race leader. He's being followed by Jamie Walker, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. In 4th spot, it's Brian McRae. McRae, kind of out of the norm for him, running up towards the front for most of this race. Usually he likes to hang back and make some passes and let things happen. But here at Dover, Brian McRae hard on the accelerator pedal. Teammate, the number 6, Derek Paulson, running in 5th spot. The 3 Squatch brothers running 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. In 6th, Ian Habiuk. So Habiuk has made his way back towards the front of this one, even with the heavy damage to the front end and back end of the 16.
Well, we talked about earlier in the broadcast, Chris. I mean, the amount of talent that Ian has been showing and his improvement each season has just been phenomenal for me personally to watch, and I'm sure you too. I mean, you know, when we first started broadcasting here with the Blazing Pedals guys, you know, Ian, he was kind of a mid-pack guy, and then this season here, he really just he put it on. He's been running up towards the front in the top 10 consistently each week and just getting better and better, doing a fabulous job out there.
Behind Habiuk, it's going to be the 41 Tide Ride of Nick Rose running in 7th spot. Blake Decker settles into 8th position after restarting this stage in 1st position. You kind of heard it in his voice, Rick. He wasn't sure what was going to happen with that 92, and he is starting to fall back. The 1 truck behind him, Ty Morosco. Morosco right now finds himself in the top 10, running in 9th position, with Michael Sturgill right behind him. We saw Sturgill in the 92 kind of get together. Sturgill definitely took the worst of that, but he was able to keep it on track, keep it pointing in the right direction. We did not go under caution for that one. And Sturgill right now rounding out the top 10. The 4 truck of Christopher Tate running in 11th spot. And the 4 car has been a little bit on the quiet side here tonight, but he is got a clean truck, and he's going to be hopefully moving that thing up towards the front. Dalton Kilroe in the 24. We saw him have damage on the truck, but he's been running up towards the front here and there. But right now he just got passed like no man's business. Dalton Kilroe now 1 lap down. He's the first truck 1 lap down to Dakota Todd. Jamie Walker now getting underneath the 24, and the 24 just letting it happen. Really what he needs to do, Rick, he needs to finish the race. That's the most important thing for the number 24 of Dalton Kilroe. He's had horrible luck the last 3 or 4 weeks with engines, and Kilroe looking just to see if the engine builder can make one that'll last the distance.
I mean, the guys that do the wraps did a fabulous job. Now it's all up to those guys there in the engine department. So right now, I mean, this is not where Dalton Kilroe wants to be, obviously, but hey, the number 24, it's still running. It's running strong. It's sitting in 12th position right now.
Again, I want to make sure that everybody watching this race receives a thank you from us to tuning in to Turn 3 Racing Network and starting your week off right here with the TRJkarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series. It's our pleasure to bring you all of the action, and we're coming at you live from Dover Speedway here tonight. And we're watching Jamie Walker currently being scored 2nd position. He has led the most laps here tonight, but Jamie Walker got involved in a little bit of an issue, and now he is making his way back up to the front. So trucks are pretty well spread out at this point, Rick. Big gaps between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and 4th for that matter. Brian McRae just got passed by Derek Polson about a lap ago. So Polson is starting to move himself forward, and McRae falls back to 5th spot. Ian Habiak running in 6th position. Nobody around him right now, as his father Tim Habiak is the spotter up on the stand trying to watch over the 16. And I don't believe Tim likes this track very much. Nick Rose in the 41, still sitting that tied ride in 7th position. Nick trying to work his way towards the front, but with the gaps between all of these drivers right now, it's tough. You got to race very hard just to catch somebody at this point, and then you got to try and pass them as well. Speaking of trying to pass, we've got the 92 and the 1 truck battling it out. Ty Morosco in front of Blake Decker in the 92. Morosco trying to hold position. Morosco right now running in 8th spot, and that puts Decker back in the 9th position. Michael Sturgill in the 55, holding on to that top 10 spot as we take in a peek at the race leader, the 8 truck. That's Dakota Todd, again being followed by Jamie Walker. The report so far, this track very, very loose, and we have kind of seen that a few times, Rick. Tires definitely play a part of that, but the track itself, very hot, and it's causing these things to slip and slide all over the place.
Yeah, and it's hard because usually when these drivers are on the track, it kind of stays, settles out a little bit. But tonight here in Dover, we've been watching the track temperature go up to 124 degrees. It'll fall down. Right now it's sitting at 115. Once these cars, they either go into a caution or at the end of the stage, it gets down to 108. And even 1 degree track temperature really messes with the way that these trucks handle. So something hard for the drivers. I mean, the air temp's even bouncing up and down. Right now it's sitting at 80 degrees. The wind's still out of the north 2 miles per hour. So these drivers, it's almost like going into a transition race from day to night. And it's just, it's tough out there. But these guys doing a fabulous job.
We're settling into a very long green flag run. No better time than to go to a side-by-side commercial. Then right now, guys, we're going to be right back. We're back right now, and we're watching a battle between the 24 and the 4. This battle to be the first truck 1 lap down. As the 4 gets in the wall, it may give Dalton Kilroe a chance to get back underneath on the inside. Now Kilroe touches the wall. So a battle here, Rick, to be the first truck 1 lap down, try and get that lap back at the next stage.
And I mean, that's huge. I mean, they know that the stage is coming around lap 111, almost 112 of 275. That next stage caution is going to be at lap 140. So still got a lot of racing to do, but hey, why not make the moves while you can? Get out there so you can be the lucky dog and get your lap back.
So Dalton Kilroe definitely off speed right now, but getting around the track. The 55, Michael Sturgill, is the last truck on the lead lap, and he is going around Dalton Kilroe right now.
And right ahead of him, Chris, the 92, Blake Decker. We talked to him earlier. He won stage number 1, but he wasn't very happy sounding with his truck, and he just slapped the wall there too.
Yeah, so Blake Decker falls to 10th position as Sturgill able to get around him into 9th spot. The 92 rounding out the top 10. Last truck on the lead lap, and here comes the number 8. Dakota Todd looking to try and get around him right now. Dalton Kilroe, Christopher Tate, we just saw them battling to be the last truck on the lead, on the 1 lap down counter, now down 2 laps. And the 92 looks like he may be getting ready to go down a lap to your race leader, Dakota Todd.
Jamie Walker, the number 88 machine, Chris, still trying to fight to get to the back bumper of Todd's number 8. This lap traffic really not helping too much. I mean, a lot of time kind of racing around him. I mean, the guys are being very respectful, moving out of his way. But he still has to work pretty hard to get around him. So he's still trying to do what he has to do. But right now, Jamie Walker still sitting about 1.15 seconds to the leader. Actually, he's behind 3 seconds, 3.7. No, I'm all lost now. There we go, 1.183. Helps if I click on the right driver.
Jamie Walker was able to get it to about an 0.8 of a second gap, but it is stretched back out a little bit, and it's kind of going up and down. But I guess the point is he's not able to really gain much ground right now. Tires may have equaled out between the 88 and the 8, making it very tough for Jamie Walker to try and catch Dakota Todd, who is your race leader right now. Todd trying to win stage number 2, still has about 23 laps to go before we get there.
Skittles out there in chat, Chris. I don't know if I missed her or not there. I had to step away for a second, but thanking and giving a shout out to Jamie Walker for putting that Skittles on that truck bed. Terry Foster, the man. Terry the man Foster. He's doing okay. He's out there. He's up to 15th position, Chris. He's 22 laps down right now. But still, that 86 Kodak truck out there doing what he has to do. Looking to hopefully take over 14th position here as the laps start ticking down.
Yeah, we've got some pit stop strategy starting to come into play, Rick. Christopher Tate on pit road in his number 4. Being scored 4 laps down. But service is done. He is hitting the track once again. As the truck list that is at least 1 lap down starting to build, Dakota Todd really starting to move around this track very nicely. And Tame Orozco in 8th spot is the last truck on a lead lap. The 55 of Michael Sturgill was just passed by Dakota Todd, and Todd is taken off once again on to the next challenge. Jamie Walker, in the meanwhile, is starting to close the gap a little bit. Rick, the gap right now, 0.783, extends out to 0.9 as I'm saying it, but it certainly has fallen a little bit. So we got one more stage right around the corner, and then it's going to be a blast off until lap 275 here from Dover. These trucks starting to stretch out quite a bit. Lap down trucks starting to mount up a little bit as the top 8 drivers right now being scored on the lead lap. Terry Foster going another lap down to your race leader, Dakota Todd. And Jamie Walker is starting to get within some sort of striking distance. Trucks have really started to settle down here in the second stage, Rick. We've been pretty clean throughout. We've been green flag racing throughout the entire second stage. Jamie Walker trying to use this long green flag run to catch your race leader, Dakota Todd. And that gap now 0.65. As he closes in big time right there, Rick. Right onto the back bumper of Dakota Todd. Here comes Jamie Walker in the Dew Crew.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Jamie Walker trying to figure out what's going on here, trying to get up above that number 8 machine. He's able to do it here. But talking about tires and tire fallout, Chris, I mean, Christopher Tate, he just came down and got tires, and he took off, and you watched him just blow by those guys. I mean, Christopher Tate's still 3 laps down right now.
Oh, no! Jamie Walker goes around hard into the outside wall with the backside of the 88. Caution flag is out. Keeps it off from the inside wall. But we are under caution. Lap 125 of 275. The 88 heavy damage may have had a motor expire. Oh, the 8 truck gets into the wall, and the 88 with no place to go gets into the back of him, and around he goes. Very unfortunate for the 88, as I believe that motor may have just went kaput.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Chris, because he got into the rear of the 8 there as the 8 tapped the wall. And the 88 came down right at the end of pit road and smashed hard into that and then flew down through the corner and up into the outside wall. And there's definitely smoke coming from the 88 machine. That is quite unfortunate.
As I'm looking to try and show it one more time, you see Jamie Walker just really had a good run. He goes to the outside and has a run on the 8 of Dakota Todd. And Todd gets into the wall, and Walker hard on the inside retaining wall, back out on track. Dangerous situation for the 88. Backs into the outside retaining wall, slaps the inside retaining wall one more time, and Jamie Walker brings it down pit road. And you can see the smoke coming out from underneath the 88 truck as he is working his way down to the pit stall under caution here. And during stage number 2, Dakota Todd, no fault of his own, he just got loose, hit the outside wall. Walker was right behind him, just had no place to go. Got into the backside of the 8, and around he went. So unfortunate set of circumstances for Walker, as he is on pit road right now. The 8 getting the call for the EOL, being the cause of that incident, and he is dropping back.
And that's just unfortunate for him too, because Dakota Todd came out here. He was fast on practice, Chris. He's been up front most of the night here, leading 58 laps. That's just unfortunate.
So we're working lap 128, and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin going to be your race leader. Teammate Derek Paulson, teammate Brian McRae rounding out the top 3. The Squatch brothers holding on to the top 3 positions here. As Jamie Walker on pit road. There's a few very beat up trucks out there. but 1, 2, and 3 are fairly clean. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, your race leader. Derek Paulson on the outside is going to be pretty clean, running second spot. And Brian McRae running in third. Nick Rose in the 41 Tide Ride going to be starting this one back up in fourth position. Ty Morosco fifth. Ian Habiak is going to pick up sixth spot. As the pace car lights are off, Terry Foster hits the accelerator to catch the rear of the field, and we get ready to go back under the green flag, Rick. We're going to take that green flag at lap 130. So it's going to be about a 10-lap shootout before the end of stage number 2.
And just a huge mix-up on the front row there, Chris. Guys that have been battling all night long trying to get up there. Finally up there, the Butcher going to be leading them when that pace car goes down, takes that hard left-hand turn down pit road. With his teammate next to him and Brian McRae, another teammate right behind him. The Squatch brothers having a strong showing tonight here, trying to tame miles here at Dover.
Pretty good situation that the Butcher finds himself in here, Rick, with about 10 laps to go before the drop of the green flag, to have himself surrounded by teammates. Pace car is on pit road. We're waiting for the green flag cue, and they all hit the pedal and they are gone. Oh no, Brian McRae and the 6 of Paulson get loose. Brian McRae, heavy damage. Derek Paulson able to maintain third spot. Heavy damage to the right rear of that one.
Look who snuck himself in the second position, Chris. The one, Tame Morosco.
Tame Morosco running in second. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin trying to run away for the stage win. The Butcher holding on to first. Tame Morosco second. Derek Paulson, heavy damage to that truck on the right-hand side. Not going as fast as he'd like, but he is still in third spot. Nick Rose in the Tide Ride is the fourth place truck. Ian Habiak running in top 5 now. So a huge miscue on the Squatch Brothers team. Oh no, the 41 gets a little tap. He goes into the wall. The 41 and Nick Rose loses position. Here comes the 16. Ian Habiak up to fourth spot now. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin holding on to first place. The 24 that's passing him. Not for position. Dalton Kilrow being scored 3 laps down. So Kilrow trying to make his way back onto the lead lap, doing it the hard way for at least a lap. The Ford truck, Christopher Tate, also 2 laps down. And the 44 of Aaron Bockover, multiple laps down now, getting around Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Fresher tires, no surprise there. So it's Taylor the Butcher Benjamin in first spot. Ty Morosco in second. Dakota Todd has taken third. Away from fourth place runner Derek Paulson. Paulson under attack by the 16. Here comes Ian Havitt trying to take over fourth spot. Can he do it to the inside? No. Falls back in line. We're on lap 135.
Ian not giving up though, Chris. He's down on the inside lane of that number 6 machine, Derek Paulson. Being able to clear him and move up, take over fourth position.
Yeah, Derek Paulson moved up and let the faster truck of Ian Habiak go by. And the TRJkarting.com Toyota Tundra, driven by Ian Habiak, sits in fourth spot. Brian McRae, after it all kind of shuffles out, finds himself running in 8th position. Taylor Benjamin passes the start-finish line. Lap 137 now of 275. Stage ends on lap 140. They'll finish that lap. Caution will come out on lap 141 to end this stage. Can Taylor the Butcher Benjamin hold on to win a stage here tonight from Dover? Again, I want to thank everybody watching here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It's no better way than to watch some racing to start the work week. And Rick, you and I both getting ready to do that in just hours from now. But right now we are watching these guys battle it out strong here in Dover. And this track, not friendly tonight, very loose situations. And this is causing a lot of troubles here tonight. Stage 2, though, relatively caution-free. We had one big one. That was about it. Getting ready to end the stage here is the 10 truck of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Has to hold on for one more lap. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin starts his way into turns number 3 and 4. And Taylor the Butcher Benjamin wins stage number 2. So a good run out of Taylor. He keeps himself pretty clean and ends up winning the stage. And Rick, you've got somebody down in the TRJ Karting Infield Care Center. Care to talk to him?
Oh, certainly. Jamie Walker of the number 88 Duke crew. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy? Hopefully you didn't pass back out on us and you're back in the care center. I'm not sure. But Jamie Walker, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, bro? We'll try one more time there. Jamie Walker, driver of the number 88 Mountain Dew machine. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. Do you have a copy? All right, Chris. So it looks like the doctors are still talking with him.
Hasn't been released yet.
Hasn't been released. Well, he got released and he probably fell down. I'm not sure what's going on.
Concussion-like symptoms out of the 88 Dew crew. As your race leader, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, getting set to lead all the lead lap trucks down pit road. The only issue with that statement, Rick, is the 8, Dakota Todd, stays out. Ian Habiak in the 16 stay out. They're going to take over spots 1 and 2. They were both down pit road about 15 laps ago. So Todd and Habiak, no need to come down pit road right now. Service is being done on Taylor the Butcher Benjamin's number 10. When he comes back out on track, we'll be able to talk with him and see how he thought stage 2 went for him. I think it went pretty well. Well, Rick, since you drive for Squatch, why don't you go ahead and dial up the Taylor the Butcher Benjamin truck and get a word in with him.
Driver of the number 10, Dr. Squatch Machine the Butcher. You got your baby Squatch brothers, what I call myself, Rick and Chris up here in the booth. You got a copy, bro?
Yeah, I got you guys.
You got ya, that's right. And you got stage 2 win, man. Congratulations. How's it feel out there?
Yeah, it feels good to get the stage win, although I kind of messed up that restart, though, and messed up Brian and Derek and a lot of other people, it sounded like, which, I mean, I tried to start in 3rd, and it still snapped from out from under me when I came onto the front stretch, but yeah, I felt like I was in good position after Dakota and Jamie got together, and Dakota got that EOL. But yeah, just It went right for me on the restart, but it went wrong too because I messed up a lot of people, and I feel bad about that. But certainly good to have this number 10 Dr. Squatch Chevy Silverado up front, and feel like I can contend. This usually isn't one of my stronger tracks, but given the setup that Mark made for us, I'm liking how it drives, and feel like I've been getting better at taking care of my equipment. So hopefully the second half of the race goes just as well as the first half.
Well, there you go, brother. Well, hey, listen, congratulations. I feel pretty lucky because I talked to your team leader there, number 35, Brian McRae, about possibly racing a Dr. Squatch street stock on Monday nights, and he set me up with one. I mean, your truck is one of my favorites out there, man. It looks good, and I'm proud to see you get that stage win, and hopefully everything goes good for the next half of the race there. Is there anybody on that 10 you want to thank?
And let's thank Brian, Derek, everybody at Dr. Squatch, Mark, Kyle Wellman, Jacob Sayers that are on the run Cessra together, and everybody in this league. It's a fun league. Certainly got to outthink people as well as outdrive them, and that's what makes it a lot more competitive. And certainly appreciate what you guys do in the booth as well.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations once again, and good luck there. It looks like you're getting ready to go, so I'll drop you back down with your teammates.
Yep, thanks, guys.
As we spin the radio dial back and let Taylor be able to talk to his teammates, we get ready to go back to the green flag. Dakota Todd going to be starting on the pole. To his outside, the number 16, TRJkarting.com, driven by Ian Habiet. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin going to be restarting this one in third. Pace car drops off onto the pit road, and Dakota Todd starts this one back up by hitting the go pedal. We are back under the green flag, and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin wasting no time getting around the 16. Brian McRae followed him through. Brian McRae takes over third spot. Ian Habiak falls back to 6th on that restart.
I've heard it a couple times tonight, you know, Chris, with restarts, it's very tricky because these things will just spin around. That track temperature is still hot, 116 degrees right now. Air temperature moved up 1 degree to 81. And I think that's exactly what happened to Ian there. Maybe he started, you know, spinning a little bit, overcorrected, went up into the wall there, scrubbed some speed right now. Tame Roscoe in the number 1. Racing Machine doing a fabulous job getting around the number 16 there. Jaden Dahlberg, and then number 36, back on the lead lap, Chris. He's going around the number 5, Hank Kastner. Now, Hank Kastner, unfortunately, involved in that lap number 8 caution there with the net code to the 17. Hasn't had the best night. Trying to work, still get those points. I mean, we're, like I said, we're in race number 8 of the season, so it's still a long season to go. Next week, we're heading to Kansas. That's going to be another fun track, Chris. And then we'll get the All-Star race. We're not even sure where that's going to be yet, but that's going to be on August 4th. So we're looking forward to finding out where that's going to be. But right now, these guys got to finish up trying to tame Miles. And they're having a heck of a time out there. Right now, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin takes over the lead from the number 8 of Dakota Todd. His Squatch brother, Derek Paulson, in that number 6. I believe that's the Pine Tar Machine, Chris. One of my favorite soaps. I just love the way that it smells. And hey, it keeps her here for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? But he's riding over there in spot number 3 with his team leader there in the 35, Dr. Squatch Machine, Brian McRae. Michael Sturgill, he has moved that 55 up into 5th position. Behind him, he's got a little bit of pressure there coming from Dalton Kilroe. Dalton Kilroe actually 3 laps down right now, sitting in 12th position, so that is not poor position. But Dalton trying to get that 24 around the old-fashioned way, trying to get some laps back. And I just heard from Jamie Walker, the 88 machine, Chris. I'm going to bring him up here. He has finally been released from the Infield Care Center. Jamie Walker, the driver of the number 88 Dune Machine. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, bro?
Yeah, I got you guys, but
there you are. How you doing, man? Good to see that you are finally out of the Infield Care Center, man. What a unfortunate break there for the 88 machine. Run us through that.
Yeah, I was just kind of minding my own business there. I seen the leader up front there. He was starting to get pretty loose, so I started making a run on him and caught him at the wrong time. He bounced off the wall, and we just kind of bounced off each other and sent me to the inside wall.
Yeah, that's where I think it really hurt you there, is you hit the inside wall there at the end of pit road. And I think that's where most of your damage came from. And then you kind of shot up, hit the outside wall, and then back down through. So that's quite unfortunate. You're done for the night, eh?
As for contention to win, yeah, I may go out there and get a couple more laps in, but I'm not going to get in anybody's way out there.
All right, well, there you go, man. Is there anybody on that number 88 you need to thank?
Of course, I got to thank you guys. You guys are doing a wonderful job. Skittles, I'm sorry, I wrecked the truck this week. I'll see what I can do again next week.
All right, brother. Hey, listen, I'm glad you're okay. Look forward to seeing that 88. Unfortunately, like you said, not going to be running for the lead tonight. You've been very strong and dominant. You've led 42 laps here tonight. But hey, get back out there, get some bonus points, or some more points, and then we'll see you next week in Kansas.
Yes, sir. Thanks, you.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
That was the number 88 driver, Jamie Walker. Unfortunately, finds himself on pit road for repair. Going to try and get that thing repaired up, Rick, and see if he can't make up a couple of positions here. But right now, Jamie Walker being scored 14th, and Terry Foster now just ahead of him, 13th. Foster has made up quite a few positions just by running on track, and that's exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what Jamie Walker was just talking about too. I mean, hey, listen, I'm not going to win, but every point matters, every lap matters. So he's going to get back out there doing just what Mr. Foster's doing, just trying to gain him. And, you know, there's always next week in Kansas.
So your race leader going to be Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. He is running that 10 truck very, very well right now. It seems like that second stage win may have bolstered his confidence just a little bit, and the 10 was able to get around Dakota Todd. Todd, running in second spot, has done his fair share of leading this race, and Dakota Todd sitting in second spot right now. Derek Polson in the number 6, running in third spot and rounding out those top 3. Michael Sturgill in the number 55, running in fourth spot. He's got the 35 of Brian McRae behind him. In sixth spot, it's going to be Nick Rose and Jaden Dahlberg in seventh. Tame Roscoe right behind him. That's eighth spot. So it's a battle for seventh as Tame Roscoe trying to figure out a way around the 36. Terry Foster looks to be on pit road once again. This one may be in another extended pit stop, as he's been on there for about 33 seconds in his pit stall. Dakota Todd running in second spot, maybe edging ever closer to the 10 of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Benjamin starting to see that Kellogg sign from the 8th hood. And Taylor Benjamin may be trying to save a little bit of his equipment. He does have fresher tires. The 8 is definitely on a tear. Remember, back to practice, Dakota Todd, the fastest truck on the track. And the track is starting to change. It looks like, Rick, we've got cloud coverage big time going on the track. Very little shadows to be found out there right now as a big cloud is over the track. And we've done it once already tonight, but I think we're going to do it again. It's time to crank it up. do love to crank it up here on a Sunday night. It's one of my favorite things to do. And we are watching a pretty god darn good battle going right now. We've got the 10 truck, the Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin up front with Dakota Todd. He is edging in closer and closer to the back bumper of that 10 truck. I expect there to be a battle here this lap. The 10 moves down to the inside, gave him a little fake. The 10 able to move down. Dakota Todd was looking to the inside, just not able to get there. And Terry Foster, my worst thoughts just came true on chat. He says she let go again, guys. Derek Paulson rounding out the top 3. So it's Squatch Brothers 1 and 3 and 5 as Brian McRae running in 5th spot. Michael Sturgill is running in the 4th spot in his 55 machine. The Tide ride of Nick Rose, the number 41, he is running 6th position. Jaden Dahlberg running in 7th. Timer Roscoe right behind him for 8th. Ian Habiuk finds himself 1 lap down. Habiuk last on pit road 44 laps ago. Chris Tate in the number 4 truck. He's rounding out the top 10. He's 2 laps down. Dalton Kilroe still out there. That number 24, not the same as it was when it first started. That damage to the rear may be affecting it just a little bit more than I thought it would. Dalton Kilroe running in 11th spot right now. The good news for the 24, the motor is still running. Terry Foster, we just talked about him. That motor let go one more time. He's been on pit road for about 6, almost 7 minutes. Jamie Walker been on pit road now for 27 minutes. Aaron Bockover, after being on pit road for what seems like eternity, back out on track. He's running 15th in that number 44. Brian Dees also back out on track, running in 16th position in the number 17. Hank Caston also on track. Caston has made his way back up to 18th position. Hank Caston being scored 74 laps down. He is the last on the track of the running trucks. Had a few drivers who have dropped out so far. The 92 of Blake Decker, the 14 of Joshua Hawks, the 68 of Ashton Schleiss, the 13 of Chris Williams. And up front still, it's Taylor the Butcher Benjamin leading the way. Dakota Todd was on the back bumper. Seems to have fallen back just a little bit now, the gap a quarter of a second.
Just in front of them, Chris, the 36, Jaden Dahlberg. Got a little wiggle going on there, but was able to correct it. But I'm sure, the Butcher and Dakota were probably going, oh boy, here we go. But 36 able to hang on to it, keep it going the right direction.
Brian McRae running in 5th spot, has Nick Rose right behind him. Rose diving down to the inside. This is for position. Nick Rose gets around the 35. That's for 5th spot. So McRae falls back one more position, running in 6th place now.
McRae's got to watch out, Chris, because the number 1, Tame, like I said, he's been kind of quiet tonight. He kind of, he started here 20th. The highest he's been so far is second. That one just creeping up through the field once again. Trying to get his crosshair set onto the number 35 so he can try to make a pass there to take over 6th position.
Jaden Dahlberg has fallen now 1 lap to your race leader, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. And Taylor Benjamin is really getting around this track well now. The gap back to 2nd place, Dakota Todd, 1.6 seconds. And Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, next truck in front of him is Tame, the 7th place driver. The last truck on the lead lap, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, seems to have found his groove around Dover.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he looks pretty comfortable out there. That number 10, Dr. Squatch Machine, Chris. Figured out where he wants to run, where the truck is happy. And now he's actually looking to put his teammate 1 lap down. That's Brian McRae. That's the boss man. So you might want to be careful there, Butcher. I'm just kidding. Lap him anyway.
Brian McRae, the last truck on the lead lap. And Taylor the Butcher Benjamin getting set to go around him. The 35 moves up, doesn't want to impede. And Taylor the Butcher Benjamin puts 7th place Brian McRae down 1 lap.
Ooh, the 41 Nick Rose into the inside wall there, Chris.
So Nick Rose currently in 6th spot. He's going down a lap to your race leader, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Top 5 trucks on the lead lap. This time by, we're going to hop into the cockpit of the number 10 and take a lap or 2 around Dover to enjoy the sights and sounds. You see, there are a couple of clouds overhead trying to cool this track down. And I don't think there's a driver out there that'll mind that too much at this point. Taylor doing a good job keeping his truck down low. Have to be careful doing that though. That's probably not the best thing for the tires. A little bit higher through turns 1 and 2. You do have to work your way down towards the bottom coming out of turn 2, or else you're going to find yourself into that outside retaining wall. That wall definitely comes in quick. We're going to take 1 more lap around. We'll make it 3 with Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. He is getting very close now to the 1 truck. The 1 stays up high. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin goes down low. Tame Morosco going down a lap to your race leader. Morosco fights back on the outside. Morosco doesn't want to go down a lap. Coming out of turn number 4 now is your race leader, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Taylor has to fall in behind the number 1 as we hop out of the cockpit and take a look at what could be a pass here. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin trying to set it up, and the 1 of Tame Morosco having nothing to do with it at this point. Tame Morosco does not want to go a lap down. He's sitting in 5th spot, and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin looking to try and get there. Down to the inside goes the number 10 through turns 1 and 2. And he may have him by a nose coming out of turn 2. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin heading into turn 3 now. And he does clear the 1 truck. So Tame Morosco now down 1 lap, 4 trucks on the lead lap. As we are under caution. And I didn't see what happened. Oh, Hank Caston in the 5. We're going to take a peek and see what happened to Hank Caston in the 5. Looks like his truck got a little tight. hit the outside wall, came back, hit the inside wall. He locked up the brakes, try and stay out of the leader's way. So he did the right thing. And Hank Caston may have left the race surface. After he was having him. Well, it was an off night. He was 77 laps down when that happened, Rick.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. He was involved in that first caution there on lap number 8 when he got into that netcode issue there with the 17, and that truck just not able to hang with the rest of the field tonight. So Hank Aston has been confirmed that he is putting the truck in the hauler and getting ready to head to next week at Kansas.
So Taylor Benjamin decides he's going to come down. May have taken tires there. If he did, that'll probably be it for the night. As we have about 82 laps to go before the end of this one. You see the 88 of Jamie Walker coming back out on track. 63 laps down is the 88. He comes back down pit road, may try and get a little bit more damage cleaned up on the 88. Back up to 7 drivers on the lead lap as Brian McRae and Jaden Dahlberg look to have gotten their laps back, as did Tame Roscoe. Your race leader going to be Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. When we go back to the green flag, stay right here. We'll be right back. And we are back. Pace car lights are off. Trucks are lining up 2 by 2, Rick. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin opting to the inside. That's going to put Dakota Todd to the outside in his number 8. Derek Paulson running in 3rd spot. Michael Sturgill sitting in 4th. Tame Roscoe in the 1 truck. Rounding out the top 5, Brian McRae in 6th position. Jaden Dahlberg, the last truck on the lead lap, in 7th spot. Nick Rose on back, at least 1 lap down. Pace car drops off, Rick. We're getting ready to go back to the green flag. All eyes on the 10 truck, and he decides to go ahead and hit that loud pedal. Here he comes. Derek Paulson battling for 2nd spot. Paulson with a good restart.
Also trying to get up to the back end of his teammate, Dr. Squat's brother, the Butcher, in the number 10 machine. So Derek Paulson had a really good restart there, Chris, right around the number 8.
Derek Paulson launches himself into 2nd spot. Dakota Todd finds himself running in 3rd. Michael Sturgill holding on to 4th spot. The 88 of Jamie Walker going around, lap down vehicle. The 16 Ian Habiak, also a lap down vehicle, trying to go around the 55. The 55 with a big blink. And the 16 woed up as we are under caution. And we're going to have figure out what's going on there. Oh, and it's a big one, Rick. And it involved, I'm not sure if it was him directly, but the 41 going for a ride. Brian McRae to the inside, the 41 to the outside. Oh, McRae gets into him. The 41 going for a ride up and down and up the track. Brian Dees gets into him. The 35 gets plowed into, and Nick Rose may be done for the night. So under caution once again here at Dover, and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin sits out front. Looks like teammate Derek Paulson may be coming down pit road. Going to leave Dakota Todd in second spot, Michael Sturgill in third spot, and Tame Orozco fourth, Jaden Dahlberg in fifth position. And a lot of beat up trucks out there now, Rick. Dover really is taking a bite out of these trucks.
Yeah, it definitely is. Miles is hungry tonight, Chris. That was just some good hard. I mean, those guys were really racing it and doing what they had to do, bumping doors and everything. And unfortunately, Miles, I mean, a tough track here at Dover. Usually puts on a good show. This is actually one of the tracks that is on my bucket list to go and see.
Yeah, it's not that far away from us, Rick. We could make that run.
Tell me when. Quite unfortunate for the 41, Nick Rose getting the EOL due to that crash, Chris.
Rick, I'm watching the 55. That's Michael Sturgill, and he is having some very bad blinking going on right now. And it's not just happening under caution. I'm seeing that happen as well under the green, so something to be watchful for. And yes, Rick, confirmation, as you said already, the 41 getting the EOL. He got loose and he took the 35. Race control confirming what you already said.
Well, I know the 55, Chris Sturgill, is in Ohio somewhere, and looking at the weather out there, it looks like they are having some big storms, so that could definitely be the cause of the blinking issue. I've seen it tonight too, and there's a couple other guys out there from Ohio. Aaron Backover, obviously Terry Foster out there. So Hank Caston, he's out for the night, but you know, he had a couple blinking issues also, so it could be weather related also.
Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back to the green flag. These trucks are lined up 2 by 2. Your race leader, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, on his outside, Dakota Todd. They waste very little time this time, Rick, as we go back under the green flag. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin gets a really good jump. No wiggle out of that 10 truck this time by. Dakota Todd trying to keep up, cannot do it on the restart. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin extends his lead already to almost a half a second. A lap and a half in, Rick, and it's 0.6 of a second from Taylor the Butcher Benjamin over Dakota Todd. A good pack of trucks. Third on back, Derek Polson sitting in third. Michael Sturgill has lost a position. I gotta believe that's because of the blinking. The 24 has to be careful. That's Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe a couple of laps down, but still running tonight. Dalton Kilroe finds himself in 8th position as he is going around the 55, and the 55 going off track. Sturgill, I believe, trying to get down to the inside, maybe looking to try and get off track. He knows something wrong. He knows there's something wrong with the 55, and he is bringing it down pit road. Bad news for the 55 machine. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, your race leader. His best lap of the night at 24:033. Not anymore. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin just put his fastest lap down, a 23:951. He is going for the win here tonight.
Little confirmation on the 55 car. It's actually got a black flag penalty on that restart there. Had to go down pit road to serve that, but I think it was probably a smart thing to do because that 55 is still blinking out there.
Cannot switch before you cross the start finish line. And the 55 now being scored 1 lap down, 7th position behind Ian Habia. Top 5 drivers on the lead lap. It's Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, Dakota Todd in his 8, the 6 truck of Derek Paulson, Tame Roscoe in the 1, and Jaden Dahlberg in the 36. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin is out front. He's got about a second lead over second place, Dakota Todd. Todd has led many laps here tonight and may be the only guy that can touch Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, but the time is not now as the Butcher is moving that 10 truck around this track. And really, Rick, since he's won the second stage, a boost of confidence from Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. He is definitely cruising around this track. I'm being asked to do it one more time tonight, guys. We're going to go ahead and crank it up. Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin, still your race leader at lap 219. Make it 220 of 275. Dakota Todd going to be in your second place position. The number 8 trying to figure out a way to get back out towards the front. And he has got a mountain to climb, Rick, as this gap right now a little over a second.
And I've been watching that gap, Chris, and it seems like it might close up a little bit, but then the Butcher just kind of pulls away from the 8 again. So, I mean, right now, Dakota Todd trying to do everything that he possibly can, trying to find his way to catch up to that number 10 machine, but not having much luck.
Derek Polson in the 6 truck, running in 3rd spot, and he is about 17 seconds away from second place runner Dakota Todd as the trucks are really stretching out now. Tame Roscoe running in 4th spot. Ian Habiuk, the first truck, 1 lap down, running in the top 5, rounding out that top 5 as he goes around the damaged number 35 of Brian McRae. In 6th spot, it's going to be Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe doing a fantastic job tonight. Even though he's a couple laps down, Dalton Kilroe still managing a 6th spot run right now.
Yeah, he promised us. He said, or he didn't promise, but he said, guys, listen, I haven't had the best of luck last couple of weeks, man. I just want to finish tonight without my motor blowing. And so far, the motor swap in that number 24 machine is holding true. I want to give a quick shout out there, Elwin, Chat, Chris Williams, the driver of the number 13. He is out of the race right now, being scored in 20th position. His guys packed it up and headed back to the shop, get ready for Kansas next week, man. Thank you. You guys make it easy out there for Chris and I out there. We really do appreciate that compliment there with a great job with the broadcasting guys. So thank you once again, Mr. Williams. We look forward to seeing you next week at Kansas.
Absolutely do. So Dalton Kilroe running in 6th, behind him the 55 of Michael Sturgill. And Sturgill, we saw him serve a penalty, and he hasn't been quite right since, Rick. The 55, 2 laps down in 7th spot. Jaden Dahlberg in the 36. He's running in 8th spot, also 2 laps down. And we have to go 15 laps down to 9th place. Brian McRae, Nick Rose on pit road, being scored in 10th position. Christopher Tate on pit road, and Tate being scored in 11th. Jamie Walker back out on track. We saw him as part of the Crank It Up, the green truck. He is definitely moving that truck, but he is multiple laps down, 64 of them to be exact. He has moved himself back up in the 12th spot though. So last week's winner not having the luck that he wanted this week. However, he is going to salvage something out of it as far as the points are concerned.
And that's just huge, Chris. I know a lot of guys, they, when they have a bad night, they get frustrated. They say pack it up and go home. But, Jamie Walker, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to go out there, run the laps, get as many points as you possibly can, and look forward to next week.
So Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, still you're going to be your race leader. A little bit over a second gap he's got back to Dakota Todd as Tame Roscoe now goes down a lap. Tame Roscoe being scored in 4th position. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin starting to really get a run around this track, and he is moving. The top 3 trucks are on the lead lap, and Derek Paulson is sitting on the front stretch along with Taylor the Butcher Benjamin before he got into the corners. So Taylor Benjamin is starting to move up towards his teammate and 3rd place runner, Derek Paulson.
And it's funny, Chris, because I'm sitting here, I'm watching the ticker. That 6 getting very, very loose, but I'm watching the ticker, and it's bouncing all over the place. We're talking over 20 seconds here. And it just keeps going crazy there. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see there when the number 10 gets up to his teammate.
Yeah, and you definitely mentioned it, Rick. The 6 got very, very loose. And that definitely allowed for Taylor Benjamin to start getting a little closer to third place runner Derek Colson. The gap, well, it's almost a lap time. I mean, it's getting there.
You know, Chris, that's one thing that we haven't been able to do yet tonight, though. But Tim Habiak and Ian Habiak, they have a live spotting channel. It's kind of tough. Tim actually just had time to check in here on chat. I'm playing a drinking game with Ian, and how many times he hits the wall on his own. Oh boy, if this was alcohol, I'd be dead. Listen, I mean, I know it's tough. You got a tough job, man. I mean, you're making the best of it, and you know, I keep saying, it's just amazing on how Ian has progressed throughout the season since we started broadcasting the Blazing Pedals guys, Chris. I mean, it's just been fabulous, and you know, hopefully if there's another restart, we might be able to hop in tonight. It just hasn't really worked out for us there, Tim, but you know, we appreciate everything that you do for the Blazing Pedals guys, for Chris and I. My daughter, actually, tonight I'm still wearing my Racing for a Cure shirt. She goes, Daddy, can you order me one of those? So I'm gonna have to get with you to see what sizes you have for kids, man, so I can get my daughter one. But hopefully you're having fun, and thank goodness it's not alcohol. And you know, but I have to pee Powerade Blue. Well, there you go, brother. Chris, we got Nick Rose there in the infield care center. Is now a good time to bring him up?
Absolutely, Rick.
All right. Nick Rose, the driver of the number 41 Tide Ride. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, man. Well, first, you know, I'm glad to see that you're out of the infield care center. I'm sad to see the Tide Ride sitting on pit road, man. Tell us about what happened.
Yeah, a little shaken up. I got a little dizzy there, but now these trucks are a handful when you get about 20, 30 laps on them, man. This track's so hot right now. I was up high trying to stay in the gas just enough to keep the guys behind me from running into me, and I think I got a little loose, and I come down into 35. So my apologies to him. I hope I didn't ruin his night and everybody else that got caught up in that wreck.
You know, that's just good, clean, hard racing, man. I mean, you know, it's going to happen. I mean, like you said, this track temperature now, it's funny because when we started here in practice, it was up over 120 degrees. At one point, I saw it at 124, and now it's at 102. So that's something that a lot of people, unless they actually drive in a simulator or if they drive in real life, they don't realize. Even 1 to 2 degrees on a track really messes with the setup. And you guys have had your handful all night tonight, man. You think you're going to be able to get back out there for the closing laps, or are you going to be packing it up and heading to Kansas?
I'd like to get back out there. It's going to be close. I got about 24, 25 minutes left. I don't know how many laps they got left to run, but if they stay in the green, I'm pretty sure I'm done for the night. But it looks like I should finish with 11th or 12th place, so it's not all bad, right?
That's right, man. I mean, that's what it's all about right now. You are being scored in 10th position. And, I mean, how many sets of tires, if you want to give it up, if you don't think you're going to be, have you burned through all 3 sets of tires so far?
No, that might have been where I messed up. I was on my second set. I had one more set to go. Then caution come out about 10, 15 laps before that. I probably should have took a set, man, and just ran it to the end because the track should have started cooling off. And the tires wouldn't have been as that important. But now I messed up, didn't get tires, and things like a ice skating rink, man, when you put some laps on them tires in that heat.
Oh, I bet it is, man. Well, hey, listen, I'm glad you're okay. Hopefully we can see the Tide Ride go back out there. If not, we will be looking forward to seeing you back out on track next week at Kansas, man. Hope you have a good night. Is there anybody on the number 41 you need to thank?
Yeah, man, I want to thank my teammates, S&M Motorsports. I thank TRJ Carton for putting this on. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast. Mark and Sam for putting all this together. It's fun, man. I love being out here.
Excellent, brother. Well, thank you. And we look forward. We love seeing that Tide Ride out there on track, man. If you ever need a new paint, let me know. I'll get it to you within 3 weeks. But right now, I love seeing that old school paint scheme. It's unique and fun. And hopefully you get back out there. If not, good luck next week.
Appreciate it, guys. Take care.
That's the driver of the number 41 Tide Ride, Nick Rose. Unfortunately, not looking like he's going to be able to make it back out there. We're working lap 242 of 275, and Rick, there's not much in the way happening on track that may cause a caution, as the trucks are pretty well spread out at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's, one of the things for these guys have been doing fabulous, Chris. I mean, we've had 9 cautions so far tonight. 2 of those are for stage 1 and stage 2. And it's been, the cautions come out right at the end of a nice long green flag run. But the problem with the green flag runs, The trucks just pull away from each other. Right now, I'm watching second place. He's about 1.483 seconds away from the leader, and that's the Butcher out there. And then number 10, Dr. Squatch Machine. If you guys haven't yet, now's a good time. Head on over to drsquatch.com. Pick yourself up some soap. Chris, you did something that I did too. You picked up some of the cologne, man. I think you're going to love it. And a bunch of other things, man. I think you're caught right up to me already. I mean, you know, it was hard for me to get you to make that first purchase. You did the same thing I did. You told Brian McRae, if you get in top 5, I'm going to make an order, but you did it anyway, buddy. So welcome to the Squatch crew. And right now, they're putting on one heck of a clinic with that 10 machine out there out front tonight. I want to give a quick thank you out there to Tim for what he said in chat. Tim, you didn't have to do that, but I can tell you, buddy, you're going to get that money back, so I'm going to need a couple more t-shirts, bro. Let me know what you have in stock when you have time. Not tonight. You know, I know you're going to be probably in the bathroom there for a little bit, but tomorrow or so when you're not busy, let me know what you have for sizes of shirts. I definitely got to get a Racing for a Cure shirt. I know you sent one out to Crystal. My daughter wants one now, so I'm definitely going to be purchasing one of those. And I got to get another TRJ karting one, so I'm not wearing it out yet. I mean, these shirts, people, if you haven't yet, head on over to trjkarting.com. If you're not into kart racing in real life, that's fine. He's got plenty of other stuff out there. Sim racers, you can get gloves, you can get, I mean, I used my Alpine Star racing shoes there last Monday night. I'll hopefully be doing it again this Monday night with my Racing for a Cure Autism Speak gloves. My poster's hung up. I finally got a little frame for it. It looks great up in my room. I just love supporting Tim and the small business and everything that he does for Blazing Pedals and for us here at Turn 3 Racing Network. So Tim, thank you once again.
As we're watching Derek Paulson in the 6, he was working around some lap down traffic, so we focused in on him. He is trying to get around the 44 of Aaron Bockover with 29 laps to go here, Rick. And the last time these guys were on pit road was about 55 laps ago for the race leader, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin and Dakota Todd. So it's been forever since they've gotten any service done. It may have to happen here again pretty soon, because 55 laps, a very long time to go on a tank of fuel. So we're going to keep an eye out on your race leader and second spot, Dakota Todd.
You know, a lot of leagues, they don't, it seems like not too many leagues actually put a tire limit on races, Chris. And in a way, I kind of like it because it forces the drivers to go out there and really show their talent. I mean, when you have fresh tires and you get them things warmed up, man, everybody feels like Superman. They go out there and they go, you know, pedal right to the metal. They do what they have to do, but as those tires wear away, if you know you only have a couple of sets, you really have to learn to take care of your equipment. We're seeing the guys out there that can do that. It's not for everybody. I know I have a hard time, but right now, if I had a pair of tires, I would probably be thinking about going in to get them sometime soon, as we only got about 25 laps left to go.
Brian McRae going very slow around the track and slowing down. So trouble out of the 35 camp as he pulls it down onto the grass and takes a tow back into pit road. Brian McRae's night may be done. And the 35 right now being scored in 9th position. Nick Rose also on pit road. So maybe no damage. Maybe McRae figures he's okay. A solid top 10 finish and run away from Dover. Rick, right now we got 3 trucks on the lead lap. It's Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, the 8 truck of Dakota Todd running about 1.8 seconds behind.
Ooh, Chris. The 10 and the 36 get together.
Oh no.
So far, the green flag still waves. Dakota Todd, the new race leader.
With 23 laps to go, we have a little trouble on the track. And Taylor the Butcher Benjamin loses the lead to Dakota Todd. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin now finds himself 1.1 seconds behind your race leader. I guarantee you right now, he is seeing red. He had a huge lead and now finds himself in second spot, Rick.
I mean, both drivers, 36 and 10, did a good job keeping their trucks going the right way, Chris. But that's just unfortunate there for the number 10 machine. Got some laps still to go to maybe catch up. They got Dalton Kilroe separating 1 and 2 right now. Oil on the track, Tim. I think you're absolutely right.
The Butcher may have had a little bit more in the tank because he is starting to close in already on Dakota Todd. And just as I say that, he is slowing down once again. Gap is really fluctuating between 1 and 1.3 seconds.
So I'm not sure. Everything's looking good on my end there. I know a couple times tonight I've had to refresh too, but I think that's just my internet.
So Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, through no fault of his own really, finds himself in second spot. And he has got to get driving, Rick. We've got 19 laps to go. Make it 18 as they both cross the start-finish line. There is one truck separating Dakota Todd and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. That's the 24 of Dalton Kilroe. He's 2 laps down, but Kilroe has plenty of speed. He's been showing it. The problem is he's never been able to get those laps back. He was at one time 3 laps down, now only 2. But without the cautions, Kilroe not able to make his way back to the lead lap.
Doesn't look like he's given up yet though, Chris. He's trying to get one back the old-fashioned way right now as he goes on the inside of the 8 machine. Dalton Kilroe not giving it up. Right now we have 3 trucks that are only 1 lap down, and it starts in 4th place with a 16 of Ian Habiak doing a fabulous job out there tonight. Probably not the finish that he wants. Slapping the wall, getting his dad very hydrated out there. We got Tame Roscoe in the 1 sitting in 5th, and Dalton Kilroe, who just got his 1 lap back the old-fashioned way, sitting in 6th position.
Taylor the Butcher Benjamin is working his way back towards the front. The gap now just a half a second with 16 laps to go. Down the front stretch and across the start finish line, heading into turns number 1 and 2, Dakota Todd with a lead that is shrinking as Taylor the Butcher Benjamin is starting to reel him in. 0.3 of a second now is the gap. Heading into turn number 3, it's going to be the 8 of Dakota Todd being followed by Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Derek Polson sitting in 3rd spot. Ian Habiak 1 lap down in 4th. Tame Roscoe 1 lap down, sitting in 5th spot. Dalton Kilroe was able to get around the race leader. He is now being scored 1 lap down in 6th. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin trying with everything that he has in him to try and get past Dakota Todd, but first he's got to catch him. The gap down to 3.16 seconds, now 2.83. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin definitely has the faster truck of the 2. He just has to have enough time to get to the bumper and to get around Dakota Todd.
I mean, both those drivers, Chris, they know what it feels like to lead this race here. Dakota Todd right now, the race leader, 76 laps now, led. The Butcher in that 10 machine has led 124 tonight. So I think if there's enough time and he's able to get up to that, which he is, right now he's going on the inside of the number 8. Going to try to go onto the inside as they come down into turn number 3.
Rick, this right could now be for the race win.
Yeah, I honestly believe it is. And there goes Taylor the Butcher Benjamin right now. Retakes the lead as they cross the start finish line.
Taylor the Butcher Benjamin finds a way back to the front. Dakota Todd shaking his head in disbelief. The 10 truck back up front. And Taylor the Butcher Benjamin has 11 laps to go before he can crown himself a winner tonight. These 2 trucks have been out on track for a very long time, Rick. The tires are definitely shot. 73 laps on this set of tires, 73 laps on this tank of fuel. And these trucks definitely starting to slow it down just a little bit. Their best lap times But Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, his best lap time, a 23.951. His last lap, a 25.552. Almost 2 full seconds, Rick.
You're right. Those tires are definitely screaming for both those drivers, Chris. Dakota Todd, 24.061. Last lap was a 25.938. So the tires definitely worn. They're definitely screaming. These guys are having fun, though, let me tell you right now, trying to battle it out for the lead. But right now it looks like the Butcher and that number 10 machine, Dr. Squatch, he is on a roll. Still a little slower than normal, but he is gaining a little bit of a lead there. A .383 right now is where Dakota Todd is sitting. And it's growing.
So the Butcher looking pretty good here with 8 laps to go as he heads into turns 3 and 4. The gap is increasing on Dakota Todd. Taylor Butcher Benjamin looking to try and get to the start finish line, make it 7 laps to go. Ian Habiuk in the TRJkarting.com Toyota Tundra crosses the start finish line. He is 1 lap down, running in 4th spot. He's in front of Tame Orozco in the 1. Tame Orozco also 1 lap down, as is Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe is starting to catch Tame Orozco, so Kilroe may be going for a top 5 here if he can get there. He's got to get around the 44 of Aaron Bockover first. And Kilroe down to the inside of the 44. He's going to try and make that pass through turns 3 and 4. So Dalton Kilroe has definitely found speed here tonight as the race is starting to wind down. Oh no, just as I say that, Bockover had a good run, got into the back of the 24. The 24 found himself in the wall. Bockover gives him plenty of room, and the 24 able to continue on with 5 laps to go. Jaden Dahlberg in the 36 truck. He is 3 laps down. Michael Sturgill still having those blinking issues, running his 55 in 8th position. Brian McRae on pit road in 9th position. Jamie Walker still out on track. Walker has made his way back up into a top 10 finish potentially, running in 10th spot. All eyes on the top 2 trucks. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin has seen his lead decrease, Rick. It is now just over a half a second to the 8 truck of Dakota Todd, and that's closing in. Dakota Todd trying to get back up front.
Yeah, Ron, I think you're right. I looked at the weather there, and it looked like it was pretty bad there, so I'm thinking that's what it is. Like, I kind of looked at iRacing does allow us to see the quality of people's pings and everything.
Oh,
and
no! Oh, what a shame. Kilroe gets into the wall and slows everybody down. The number 10 bounces hard, and Dakota Todd goes to the front with 2 laps to go. That may be the end of this race as the caution stays off the track. And we are under green white flag conditions now for the 8 truck. And Taylor the Butcher Benjamin looks like he is going to end up finishing in 2nd spot. Unbelievable. What a heartbreaker. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, the class of the field since winning stage 2. And we've got Dakota Todd coming down the front stretch. Dakota Todd going to be your race winner. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin picking up 2nd spot. Derek Paulson going to be coming home in 3rd. The 55 trying to cross the start finish line. He's got an expired engine. Paulson now goes across the start finish line for the end of the race. Habiuk blowing it up. Going to finish in 4th position. Unbelievable finish, unbelievable last couple of laps. Dakota Todd comes here for the first time tonight and wins his race. Guys, we're going to step away for just a moment. Going to try and get some post-race interviews just as soon as we're done with this commercial break. We are back live here for some post-race interviews. What a finish to this one. Looks like Dakota Todd ended up running out of fuel towards the end of that. We'll talk to him about that in just a moment. But first, let's bring up and talk to the third place finisher here tonight, Derek Paulson in the 6th. Derek, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I do. Can you hear me?
I sure can, bud. Yeah, listen, hey, a third place finish and on a very tough Dover track tonight. Certainly not a bad way to go as far as a finish tonight. What can you say about your race?
Well, I at the end there, my crew chief told me I wasn't going to make it on gas, which I pitted after the 2 liter, so I was clutching it, and I basically took myself out of the race. But, you know, podium at Dover with loose setup and a lot of wrecks, you know, I'll take it.
Yeah, I would too. It's a good night for the Squatch Brothers, although it could have been a little bit better. Anybody on that 6 truck that you need to thank tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank Dr. Squatch. If you guys go out there and you're a first-time orderer, use Accessra 15 and you'll get 15% off your first order. Got to thank you guys up in the booth for doing an excellent broadcast. I love watching your guys' broadcasts. I watch more than just this league and on you guys, so I enjoy that. And I got to thank TJ Carton for sponsoring the league. It's nice to have them on board and help us out. And I got to thank the admins and then my teammates at Dr. Squatch Racing.
All right, bud. Well, listen, congratulations once again on a really well planned out and well finished race. Third place, a good run here, and certainly will help you out in the point standings.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Dakota Todd coming, Derek Paulson coming in 3rd spot tonight. Oh, yeah, it's been a long night. And speaking of long nights, I don't know if there's a driver out there that's had a longer night than this man right here. Driver of the number 10, Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin. And Taylor, what a heartbreaker at the end for you.
It's getting real old, I'll tell you that. I mean, I'm trying to bite my tongue and, you know, not say anything outrageous, but it's just, I don't understand it. Racing, I mean, the first one with the 36, going down the backstretch, he somehow hit the wall, come down into me in the middle of a straightaway. I thought that cost me big time first, but I recovered from that, got back around Dakota, and then 2 laps to go. Guy who's 67 laps down, a lap by himself, is up there racing for 5th and 6th, right in front of the leader. I can't tell you how disappointing it is. But I mean, all that aside, still an awesome run for the Dr. Squatch Chevy Silverado. Great to see Derek got 3rd, even though his plan kind of backfired because he pitted with under that last caution to top off to make sure he was good on fuel. Excuse me. I was good on fuel too, and which makes it even more because I guess if I had been short on fuel, I might have been kind of pedaling a little bit more. I mean, I just don't know what to do. I mean, two out of the last 3 races, I'm leading with 2 laps to go, and I get screwed out of the win. Nothing else to do but to just keep my head down and go on the next week and see what I can do next week.
Well, it's definitely a tough pill to swallow, no question about it. The good news for you is at least you were in position to be there for the win, and I'll tell you, it does stink kind of to be that driver that has that happen to him a couple of times in a row. But like I said, you got to keep your head up and know that at least you were in that position, Taylor. You're definitely getting there, and I believe before too much longer, you're going to have the results you're looking for.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty confident the rest of the season I'll break into victory lane sooner or later. It's just when they're that close and they get taken away with that much, that in that sort of fashion. No matter how you look at it, it's gonna really haunt you for a while. But like you said, just keep my head down, focus forward, and move on to, I can't even remember where we're going to next week.
I can tell you where you're going if you want to know. It's going to be at Kansas for 180 laps under the lights, brother.
All right, I feel like I'm pretty good at Kansas. Been practicing running the outside lane. I feel like I've improved, and certainly that's going to be key next week, as well as typical tire deal and managing everybody else. But I'm sorry if my interview is like all choppy because I'm just kind of at a loss for words right now.
No, it's understandable and no problem at all, Taylor. Listen, we look forward to seeing you next week in Kansas, and hold on to that second place finish tonight. At the very least, there's a good, solid points night for you.
Yeah, still a good solid points night. Another stage win, so that helps. But 2 unnecessary 4Xs as well, so that kind of takes away a bit of that too. I ended up with 12. I only really deserved 4 of them when I spun my tires on that early restart and messed everybody up there, which that kind of stunk. But I'll just move on to next week, and it'll get better. I promise you.
There you go. That's driver of the number 10, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, tonight, bringing it home in second spot and having a stage victory in stage number 2. And that leaves us with only one more to talk to. It's going to be Dakota Todd, your race winner tonight. Dakota, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
All right, bud. Hey, listen, I don't know. You're going to have to tell me. Did you have something for Taylor Benjamin if he didn't get hit? Were you going to be able to pass him?
No, I wouldn't have been able to pass him clean. Yeah, me beat over the long run.
Well, in that case, congratulations still on the victory, because it doesn't matter at this point. You took home the checkered flag tonight, and that's a good way to start with the league.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Anybody on the 8 truck that you need to thank, Dakota?
TRJ Karting for sponsoring the series and all that he does.
That's awesome, man. Hey, so this is your first race with the league. You going to be sticking around?
Oh yeah, I raced this league last year. Had some computer problems, so I finally got everything back up and running. Looking forward to keep racing with y'all.
Got some new horsepower under the hood, and you come back and take a win with your first time back out this season. That's a good way to start it, bud.
Yes, sir. Sure is.
All right, Dakota. Listen, congratulations once again on bringing that thing home in first place tonight. Dakota Todd, driver of the number 8, and Rick, that's going to do it from Dover here tonight. It's a good way to start a week, man, I'm telling you. And it was a very interesting race all the way up to the finish, this one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, what a fabulous job these guys put on, and one heck of a show here tonight, Chris. I mean, Dover, it was very hot. I mean, the track temperature right now is sitting at 91 degrees. It was up and down all night. These drivers, you know, only 3 set of tires. They had to really take care of their equipment, or else the track bit them. And you know, Miles, he had a buffet tonight there. So, but all in all, I think it was a good race.
I do too, and I want to thank everybody once again for coming out to the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch the TRJkarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series once again here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're going to see you again next week. Rick, thank you for joining me up in the booth, and thank everybody for watching here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We'll see you next time.